It's been 392 days since the Bryant Hurricanes have tasted victory, but tonight they have an opportunity to right the ship on the road in a hostile homecoming environment as they take on the Vikings of Mary G. Montgomery. This is the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Finnegan alongside Howard McCain and Al Whedon joining us from the sidelines live on the beautiful campus of Mary G. Montgomery High School. And Howard, when you take a look at this matchup tonight between the Canes and Vikings, a lot more talent on the field, underrated talent than the record suggests.
Yeah, neither one of these teams has really had the season that they envisioned, Tim. Of course, every team wants to come in and win absolutely every game that they play, but that just hasn't gone that way for both of these teams. And you're absolutely right. These teams do have talent on the field, but the record just does not show that. So tonight, although the records may not be all that great, just 2 wins between both of these teams, I got the feeling this is going to be an awfully competitive game here on homecoming night.
Well, Brian Seymour takes over this program after so many years over at Andalusia, but he's got his players and this community thinking that they're going to be in every single game. He's turning the corner, certainly, with the Vikings program.
Yeah, they really had a pretty good start to the season, and, for some reason, things just kind of got off track a little bit, but this coaching staff has been working hard with this team, Tim, and he has this team, like you said, and this community believing that this team is going to turn the corner and actually going to be really good as with years to come.
Well, one of the key players for the Vikings is going to be the junior safety, Semmes, and this guy, all he does is create turnovers. You're going to see him on the field tonight. He's number 7. Great size, 6'3", 170, led the team in turnovers last year. We saw him in the game against Theodore, forced 4 total turnovers by himself.
And not only is he a talented defender, Tim, we heard in the pregame him actually showing off his rap skills. So we've already got the game underway here on homecoming night.
Well, he is bringing it out on the opening kickoff, and flags go flying back at the 30-yard line.
William Beckton is our referee tonight, and that was thrown by one of the side judges. I believe is probably going to be either a horse collar tackle or a personal foul face mask penalty against the visiting Hurricanes, and that's going to give the home team, the Vikings, excellent starting field position. Flag was thrown right around about the 30-yard line, but here's William Beckton. And the indication is personal foul penalty against the Hurricanes. That's going to be an additional 15 yards.
Well, I don't know if you heard the pregame prayer over the PA tonight, but they did mention.
On the kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
They did mention that, they were praying that the referees would get all the calls right.
Tim, I've been a part of a lot of football games, and I've been a part of a lot of football game prayers. I have not once ever heard anyone pray that the referees make the right calls tonight. That was fantastic. That's the first time I've ever burst out laughing during prayer.
Cullen O'Shea, the talented junior quarterback, starts things off. Play action fake, throws right down the middle, and it's going to be through the hands of his intended receiver, an incompletion. He had a guy wide open right there.
Yeah, he was looking for Joshua Williams, who was wide open on the play, just found a soft spot, Tim, right in the middle of the Hurricane zone. Right in the middle of the eye of the Hurricane. That's where it's the most calm. All right. Find an opening right there in the eye of the Hurricane, Tim. Just could not bring the pass in. That's going to bring up second down and 10.
Williams in motion on this one, shifting over to the left side of O'Shea. 2 backs in the backfield. Williams back out to the right side. Hand off to Egan, and he storms straight up the field for a first down off of about a 12-yard run. Takes him up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Dalen Fuller came up and made the stop, Tim, but a huge hole right in the middle of the defense. Great job by the offensive line of just creating a huge hole off the left side. Egan was able to find it, get it upfield into plus territory now, Tim. Ball sits on the 40-yard line of the Hurricanes, first down.
Egan's been the bell cow for this offense, scoring multiple touchdowns and just really being the workhorse of Brian Seymour's offense and a lot of their road victories tonight. Egan, another first down run is going to take him all the way up to the 25-yard line. That was about 15 yards on that dash.
Yes, that'll be enough for another Viking.
Tim, we're kind of contending with the PA system a little bit tonight, so I apologize for pausing before I say anything. But prior to that carry, did you call Egan a cow?
Bell cow.
Oh, okay. I don't know. His mom might be here.
He's got some size on him now, 5'10", 170, but he's been the bell cow of the offense.
His mom might be here, Tim. I don't want to start a fight.
A high snap way over the head of O'Shea. Williams is going to scoop it up. O'Shea and Egan trying to get some blocks. Williams actually throws it, makes a connection out to the outside. Flag comes out. The Vikings are going to score, but 2 flags come out at the 30 and 5.
Yeah, that's going to come back, Tim. That's going to be an illegal block in the back that time by the Hurricanes. I believe that infraction is going to be called against Thomas Temple, one of the wide receivers, number 18, just flash across your screen right there. He's going to be called for a block in the back. So that's going to nullify a wild play. Snap over the head of the quarterback. As we take a look here at the action, ball gets scooped up easily by Williams, who finds a receiver out in the flat. That's Zachary Waltman. But right there at the last minute, there was a block in the back to spring Waltman. You see flags coming out everywhere, Tim. So that's going to nullify the touchdown pass. That's going to move the football back now to the 42-yard line. I'm sorry, 38-yard line of the Hurricanes, and it's still going to be first down.
First and extremely long. Williams in the left rolling out. O'Shea dumps it off to Egan on the screen pass, has a couple of blocks, and just runs through two defenders up to about the 20-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 5 upcoming.
Yeah, that was Nicholas Knight and Jerry Hilburn that combined on the stop. And I really like that play call, Tim. Just a halfback screen out in the flat. You just use the defense's aggression against them. Get him out in the flat, get a couple of linemen out in front of him, able to pick up about 16 of the 20 yards needed, Tim, on first down. Second down at about 4 or long 4 or 5.
Another man in motion for the Viking offense. Brian Seymour shifting a lot of personnel around as Williams goes to the left side. Another handoff to Egan. He goes around the right side, runs through two more defenders, and earns a first down inside the 15.
Up to make that stop was Tyler Pipkins. He was also aided by Jerry Hilburn. And as the PA announcer just let us and everyone at home and on the internet and here in the stadium know, that's going to be a first down for the Vikings. Ball now sits deep in the red zone at the 14-yard line, Tim. First down and 10, Vikings.
Well, we knew in the preseason hearing about Brian Seymour and a lot of the different offensive schemes that he likes to bring to the table for the Vikings. A lot of weapons on offense, and they're utilizing a number of them early in this ball game as Williams just goes straight up the middle and easily into the end zone for the first score of the night.
Yeah, that's a 14-yard scamper into the end zone for Williams, who virtually went untouched. This offensive line on this opening drive, Tim, has just been phenomenal for the Vikings, opening up huge holes for not just Williams on that touchdown scamper of 14 yards, but for Egan on a couple of long runs that finally got these guys deep into the scoring range. And as we try a two-point conversion here, it is going to be incomplete, but we have flags on the play, so they may get another shot. But right now, as it stands, 6-0 here on homecoming night at Mary G. Montgomery.
9:25 remaining here in the first quarter. A failed two-point conversion there, but two flags out on the play. We're going to see what the referees are going to call on this one.
Again, William Beckton is our referee tonight as he's talking to the offense. Now, I do see them moving the football. Well, I'll take it back. They did not move it back. So it looks like Mary G. Montgomery is going to opt out of going for 2 points, Tim, and instead they're going to go for the point after. Still no clarity on what happened with the flag.
Snaps down, kick is up, and the Vikings tack on the point after to take a 7-0 lead with 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Do you have what it takes to be an Envision graduate? We are pioneering students to be all they can be, from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade.
I definitely would recommend Envision to other students who feel the way I feel. They really work with you, and they've gotten tutors, and you have online teachers to talk to.
It starts right here. It starts right now. Envision Virtual Academy. Enroll today.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The MGM Vikings striking first on a Josh Williams touchdown run as we run down to the field with our own Al Wheaton.
Thank you, Tim. Tonight is homecoming night for MGM. You know what? There are no playoff implications tonight. It's pride on the line for Bryant. They just want to win by any means necessary. And as you can see, MGM off to a 7-0 start already. They don't want to lose homecoming to an 0-7 Bryant team. So look for Coach Seymour to bring out all the stops tonight for MGM.
You're right about that, Al. We've already seen a lot of explosiveness on their opening drive. I mean, you just don't know who's going to get the ball, it seems like.
It's just been wild. That was a wild play that we saw that time that actually came back on a touchdown score, Tim, for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, where Williams was able to corral a fumbled snap, actually a snap over the head of the quarterback, find a right receiver out in the flat, but due to a block in the back call, that came back. But a couple of plays later, hey, Williams back into the end zone, Tim, 14 yards later. Point after was good, 7-0 here at Mary G. Montgomery on homecoming.
Well, the Hurricanes find themselves down 7-0 here with 9 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first as the Bryant Hurricane rushing attack starts things off with a first down run of 15 yards up to the 35.
Yeah, that was Joshua Chappa, who actually took that handoff, the 5'6", 175-pound junior, picking up great yardage on first down, Tim. That automatically flips the field now for the Bryant Hurricanes if they don't pick up another yard. Ball is up now to the 35-yard line of Bryant, first down and 10.
Right, Aaron Bowie, the senior quarterback, trying to orchestrate a scoring drive here to match MGM on Bryant's opening drive. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his left. He's looking that way, dumps it off to Chappa, gets a connection up to the 40-yard line, and a gain of about 6.
Yeah, Jacob Harwell comes up and makes that stop. Nice pickup on first down as we take a look here at the replay. Quick pass out into the flat, Tim. And again, that has got to be the toughest throw in football, throwing from the hash to the outside in the flat. Boy, that ball can get picked off easily, but great job by the quarterback to get it to Chappa. Chappa able to pick up about 6 on first down, Tim. Second down and about 4.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a flag comes out at the 40-yard line.
Now, I'm not really sure what this is. Now, this either could be a false start or I don't believe it's a legal substitution because I did not see anyone come on the field. Here's William Beckton.
Sideline warning on the home team. Sideline warning.
When you take a look at Rydarian Bowie, I mean, he brings a lot to the table just as far as durability and being able to be a playmaker in this offense for the Bryant Hurricanes. We've seen him in action 2 years now and just being a durable option for the Hurricanes. Bowie takes the snap, a roll out to the right side. He can run, and he's going to scoot around the defense. Finds an opening out to the 40. Has 2 defenders chasing him as he finds the sidelines. A huge run from the senior quarterback. We've been talking about Bowie on this drive. I mean, we just saw the electricity right there. He's a dual threat option as we take a look. Being able to just evade the pressure immediately and just jukes 2 players, breaks a tackle, and he saw daylight all the way up to around that 30-yard line, getting into Viking territory.
Wow, that was about I want to say it's about a 36-yard run that time by the quarterback. Nice job by the guys downfield with the downfield block and able to set up a wedge, Tim. And as you saw it and I saw it from the press box here, we saw a wedge open up on the left side of the field. As we take another look here at the play, I take that back. That's from another game. I apologize, but we're back live now.
A little bit of a quick jump down there, and they're going to blow the play dead. A little bit of encroachment, it looked like.
Yeah, that's going to be offsides on the home team Vikings, Tim. I believe they tried to come on an all-out blitz on first down. A couple of guys got across the line of scrimmage too quickly. Here's William Beckton.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I'm sorry, that's Mike Beckton. But, Tim, to go back real quick to explain, if people don't know about a sideline warning, there's a certain amount of space on the sidelines that the officials need to be able to move up and down the field without being tripped up or running into any players. So when they advance up towards close to the field into that zone, that's when a sideline warning gets given to the team. You get 2 of them. After that second one, it's a penalty and yardage is taken away.
1st and 5 now. Bowie rolls out to his right side, gets a block, looks across the middle, and tried to find Chappa on the play, but unable to make the connection. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and that one is actually on the quarterback because Chappa was wide open right in the middle of the Viking zone and could have picked up probably enough for a first down. Quarterback has to put that ball on Chappa's numbers so Chappa can have an opportunity to bring that ball in, Tim, and possibly pick up a first down for his team. It falls incomplete. 2nd down and about 5 for the Hurricanes.
2nd down now, 7 minutes, 59 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The Hurricanes trying to match the Vikings down 7, but they're in Viking territory, and they get all the way up to about the 20-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and inches now.
Yeah, 3rd and probably less than a 1. Well, I'll see where they're putting the yardstick, Tim. It's going to be a full yard that he's going to be short.
Wow.
Nice job by Jacob Harwell to stick his nose in there with the big running back and get him down short of a first down. You got to believe for the Hurricanes at this point, they're right at the edge of the red zone. You got to believe if they don't pick it up on third down, they will go for this on fourth.
Well, they come out in the I formation. The Hurricanes do. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A rollout for Bowie, and he's just going to overthrow his intended target. He was looking for Aaron Little on the play, but just overshot him big time.
Yeah, just a ton of pressure got put in his face, Tim, when he was trying to get that ball downfield. I believe that was Stephen Moon, who plays the outside linebacker position, came free on the outside, put a lot of pressure right in the face of the quarterback, disrupted the throw. It went way over the receiver and the defender's head. Ball fell incomplete. Hey, at this point in the field, just don't do anything cute. Just run the football and pick up this first down if you're the Hurricanes.
Gaines back out in the I. Bowie under center. McCants, the running back in the backfield. Bowie's going to take it himself on the quarterback push, and he's going to get all the way up inside the 15 on that one. He got a first down and then some.
Yeah, should have did that on third down, in my opinion. Needed 1, picked up about 6. So that pushes the ball from the 20 all the way inside the 15 down to around about the 14-yard line. So first down and 10 now for the Hurricanes. Clock at about 7:03 remaining. Right now the home Vikings lead 7-0 over the Hurricanes.
Alma Bryant with a lot of momentum on their opening drive here as they find themselves inside the 15-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Bowie and McCants in the backfield. Bowie on a play-action fake is going to go nowhere and get sacked for a loss of about 6 back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, once again, that's Stephen Moon, the outside linebacker for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, plays that left outside linebacker position, able to get in and get right on top of the quarterback. Bowie wasn't able to do anything. I'm not sure if he was going to run a quarterback waggle or what was going on, but tried to roll out into the right flat. Moon was there. Actually ran into a bad Moon on that one and got brought down for a loss on the play. So, Tim, that's going to make it now 2nd down and 15 for the Hurricanes. Ball sits on the 19-yard line.
Chappa, the running back, out of the I. 2 receivers to the right. Bowie play action, throws across the middle. Whoa, and just a collision almost there out of the arm's length of his intended target in the end zone.
Yeah, he was looking for I think that was Bowie also. I think that was Rijah Bowie who he was looking for also. Actually had him open. He had beat his man, had his man behind him. So if he probably would have put it on his numbers, he probably would have had a touchdown right there. But as it goes, ball falls incomplete, Tim. 3rd down and 15 coming up now for the Hurricanes.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame. 392 days since the Bryant Hurricanes have just tasted a victory. They're trying to accomplish a lot tonight. We talked about there's no playoff implications in this game, but it means a little bit more to both of these communities to come away with a win. Bowie takes the snap here on 3rd down, throws right back. His same play almost on that one, trying to look for Santiago on the play, unable to make a connection, and that's going to bring up a 4th and about 16.
And again, Tim, Santiago was open on the slant. Again, Bowie just has to put that football on his players' numbers to give them an opportunity to even bring it in. But when you throw it well before they can get to the spot, Tim, that's going to fall incomplete. So now on to attempt a 32-yard attempt is the kicker now for the Hurricanes.
Dustin Schreiner, the senior, on to kick this one for the Hurricanes. 5 minutes, 53 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. They trail 7-0 to Mary G. Montgomery. Snap is down, kick is up. Schreiner with the boot is going to be good. The Bryant Hurricanes get on the board with a Dustin Schreiner field goal and trail 7-3. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Scoreboard, that's right.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you tonight's matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Bryant Hurricanes. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The Vikings leading 7-3 after Bryant tacked on a 32-yard field goal from Dustin Schreiner. He boots this one away. Braston Semmes bringing it up to the 35-yard line and brought down by a slew of defenders up to the 38.
Yeah, as we came back from a break, we had a shot right there of a crescent moon, and I was listening to see if I was going to hear Al Wheaton howling down there on the sidelines, but I didn't hear anything. Kind of a little subdued tonight. I guess instead of being a beast tonight, he's just going to stay a man. He's not going to morph into a werewolf or anything on the sidelines.
Halloween's 2 weeks away, so we still got some time.
But he needs to get in practice. He's got to get in that practice. He's got to howl. We got to hear that.
Both of these teams able to score on their opening drive. The Vikings back out, shotgun formation, 4 receiving options out to the left side. O'Shea looks that way, makes a connection up to the 50 for a first down and then some. A 14-yard completion on the play from the junior.
Yeah, that time he was able to find his receiver out in the flat. That's Orlando Doss, and he's going to pick up a first down. It's going to move the ball over into plus territory across the 50-yard line. So the ball sits on the 49-yard line of the Hurricanes. A couple of guys actually knocked him out of bounds, but once again, one play, and the Vikings, Tim, they're driving again.
Receivers shifting over to the right side, all 4 of them. They have one in motion. Egan in the backfield with O'Shea out of the shotgun. He's going to get the carry, and they're going to blow the play dead.
Yeah, I think that may be a false start, I think, unless there was a timeout. And there was a timeout called just before the play, and that timeout is going to be credited to the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings.
Howard, did you know that Mobile County Public Schools was the first school system in Alabama where all schools met the U.S. Healthier Schools Challenge? Well, students are eating healthy breakfasts and lunches, and now those meals are being served at no charge.
Why didn't they have that when I was in school?
Well, how long ago was that?
Well, that was a while.
Oh, no.
But see, I loved dessert. That was my favorite part of lunch. I love dessert. I just love the sweet stuff. Now, we had to pay for ours. Now, how come they get to have theirs free and I had to pay for my cookies?
We were just born too soon.
It's just not. Now, there's somebody who wasn't born too soon. When they go into school, her lunches are already paid for by the time she gets into school.
By the time she gets into school, they will be digital.
Well, she's enjoying some Fruit Loops tonight. I wouldn't mind a few Fruit Loops in my hand right now, but it's okay.
Everything's going to be like Star Trek. You just click a button and food pops up. Fresh set of downs for the Vikings coming off of that timeout. Josh Williams in motion, joining Egan in the backfield. O'Shea takes the snap, hands off to Egan. He's going to test the right side, has some blockers, finds a lane up to the 30 and dragged down, but not until Riley Egan. Another fresh set of downs, back-to-back first down conversions for this offense.
Nicholas Knight was able to bring him down on the play, but not before Egan was able to pick up, I believe, Tim, was that 29 yards on the play?
He's explosive.
Wow, that was fast. That was fast.
Riley Egan is a special talent for sure. We saw him on display in last season's run. This year getting a little more defined role as the starting running back in this offense as he gets another carry, this time going right up the middle and just continues to dash away with this rushing attack. Another 6-yard gain for Egan.
Yeah, Cronus Banks makes the stop, Tim, and I apologize on that previous run by Egan. It wasn't 29 yards on the pickup. It was actually 19 yards on the pickup. But as it goes, nice couple of gains right there of 25 yards total for Egan out of the backfield.
2nd and 3. The Vikings have a man in motion. O'Shea out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Takes the snap. Hands off to Egan once again. Right up the middle. Runs through 2 defenders. Brought down. It took 4 of them to bring him down. And the senior is inside the 10-yard line. Another first down.
Looks like Orlando Dawes Jr. was finally there to bring him down for the Hurricanes. But, Tim, something is going to have to happen. A defensive adjustment is going to have to be made by the Hurricanes. They have to shore up the middle of that line because right now Egan is finding huge rushing lanes.
3 receivers to the left. Egan another carry, but a flag comes out at the 10.
Now, either someone jumped off sides or there was a false start on the offense. Mike Beckton again is our referee.
Zone infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Now it's weird that offsides was on the offense. someone lined up offsides at the snap of the football. Early on, I did see one of the offensive linemen kind of upfield just a little bit too much at the very end of the line. So he's going to have to make that adjustment, Tim. Find the football, get next to the guard, and make sure he is on sides for the next play.
3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The Vikings back into the red zone for the second time tonight. They lead 7-3, and they hand off to their leading rusher, Egan, finding the corner and gets into the end zone. Riley Egan, his first touchdown of the night, the second rushing touchdown for the Vikings on the night. This time, 14 yards, gets the senior on the board.
Wow. Again, the middle of that offensive line, the middle of that defensive front for the Hurricanes is getting whipped up front, Tim. As we take a look here at the replay. Tell you what, we'll come back and take a look at the replay. We're back live now as the point after is about to take place. But something is going to happen, Tim, in the middle of that defense for the Bryant Hurricanes, because right now Egan and Williams are having their way with the football rushing.
Vikings on for the point after. Snap is down, kick is up. And that's going to tack on another one. The Vikings extend their lead 14-3 with 3 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in the first. And we're going to go down to the field with a report from Al Wheaton.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. Coach Brian Seymour coached 7 years at Andalusia. They are a 4A powerhouse up there, and he had one losing season. It was his first year. Since he's come to Mary G. Montgomery, he's instituted a philosophy of we're going to play tough and we're going to play hard to win. If they can run the table, they'll be 5-5. And you know what? That's not a bad way to start off as a first-year coach at MGM.
Definitely not, Al. You know, this community has been hungry for a winning program for a very long time. And Brian Seymour, like we were talking about earlier in the pregame show, not only changing the mindset, Howard McCain, of the players, but the community. Getting people to buy in from an overall standpoint, the support that you've seen for the program tonight. I mean, it's homecoming night. You got a great crowd over on the home side. I mean, some people might have to go actually over to the away team side to get a seat.
Well, listen, let's be honest, okay? A lot of parents that really want to see their kid play well, if they're in a community where they don't believe that their kid is going to get an opportunity to show their athletic prowess, they will move to another part of the city, Tim, so that their child can play for a team that they believe is going to be a winner. If their community team is not putting forth the effort to show that they're going to put a winning product on the field, then they're not going to get the best talent.
Woo! What a shot on that one, on that kick return. And Viking special teams unit just gave him a little bit of something to think about going to the sidelines after that one.
Hey, it's homecoming, man. Hey, on homecoming, guys jump a little bit higher, they run a little bit faster, and they're actually they actually hit, like we said right there, they just hit that much harder on homecoming night. Trust me, it's some young lady in the stands that young man is trying to impress with that hit. I'm not a young lady; he impressed me with it. So if he wants to take me to the homecoming dance after it's over, I'm available.
Wow. I'm not sure what to think about that.
I'm just saying.
Bowie comes out here on the second drive, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. He's going to keep it himself, finds some room out on the left side. Well, stiff arms his own player out of the way with Santiago. He gets the first down, but he had to push his own player out of the way instead of blocking. Hey, if you're not going to block for me, at least move.
Yeah, Antonio Petit makes the stop, but he was trying to get around the defender, and he was trying to actually set up his block, but his block was setting up too slow, so he decided to push the guy out the way and just go for his own. Nice pickup on first down, Timmy. Picked up enough for another first down, moves the sticks. Ball sits now on the 37-yard line of the Hurricanes as they get their instructions from the sideline for the upcoming play.
Move, man. Get out the way. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter action. A fast first quarter, but a timeout is going to happen here. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Vikings leading the Hurricanes 14-3.
The quality of education that I received from the Mobile County Public School System really prepared me for global success. Being an international opera singer, I get to travel all across the world. And one of the most important aspects about that is being able to communicate and work with people. And the Mobile County Public School System really equipped me to be greatly successful worldwide.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you this homecoming matchup here on the campus of Mary G. Montgomery between the Vikings and Hurricanes. MGM leading 14-3 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. It's been a gashing, rushing attack, Howard McCain.
Yeah, a lot of offense. Not a whole lot of defense so far in this football game. Tim, our score 14-3. Both teams only having 2 possessions. Both teams scoring so far. The Vikings able to score on both of their opening possessions in the game. The Hurricanes able to hang 3 on theirs.
Bowie on rolling out, unable to make a connection with his running back on the play. He was looking for Anthony McCants, but McCants unable to haul it in. He was wide open. That was setting up beautifully.
Yeah, well, McCants did everything right, Tim. He got himself open out in the right flat. The quarterback, Bowie, delivered a strike to him. Unfortunately for Bowie, he had his hands too close into his body as the ball approached, and the tip of the ball hit his face mask before he could get his hands around it, and it bounced away. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now. Tim, ball still sits on the 37-yard line of the Hurricanes.
No one questions Rydarian Bowie's arm strength. He just puts a bullet on it almost every time. It's almost like a baseball windup.
But you know what, Tim? Sometimes you don't always need that from your quarterback. Sometimes you need him to put just a little bit of touch on the football, and right there, that was just a miss by the wide receiver out in the left flat.
Jeremy Payton was the intended target on the play, and Bowie finds himself on 3rd down after 2 incomplete passes.
Yeah, and don't be surprised here if Bowie just takes this into his own hands, tries to keep the football himself, and see if he can pick up enough for a 1st down for his football team. So 3rd down and 10 coming up now. 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Our score 14-3, Vikings over the Hurricanes.
Boone and another Bowie sub into the game at receiver. We'll see if we get some Bowie-to-Bowie action. Rydarian Bowie takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his right, looks downfield, pressure in his face, evades it. He's going to, spin out of 2 tackles, but gets hit low and brought down. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 7 after a little bit of theatrics there on that scramble.
Yeah, that was Stephen Moon that came up and made the stop, Tim, and I don't see there they are. They're coming on late. I was about to say I thought they may try to go for this on 4th down, which may not have been a good idea. No, you do not want to give this offense for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings a short field to work with, especially with the way they're running the football here early on with Egan and Williams out of the backfield, and set to receive for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings is Orlando Doss Jr.
Well, keep an eye on number 82 on the field, the punter for the Bryant Hurricanes. His name is Brady Williams. He has a high punt. It's just going to take a bounce all the way inside.
That's a nice
the
punt.
15-yard line. Wow. Brady Williams, foreign exchange student coming over from Australia. He's only here for 1 year, but his coaches tell me if he gets enough looks from some college scouts, there's a possibility he could stay longer for a senior year. And I tell you, we've seen him in action earlier this season against Greenville. His season-long punt, 70 yards.
Yeah. You know,
wow.
Tim, and people don't realize how much of a weapon a good punter is to your football team, because your punter can get your team out of a bad spot, especially if they get stopped deep in their own territory.
Well, the Vikings find themselves very deep in their territory, right around the 15-yard line. Williams in motion. O'Shea takes the snap, hands off to Egan, and this time he's going to be stopped after about a 3-yard gain. Egan's just been having his way with the defense tonight, but right there, his first stop.
Yeah, Cronus Banks comes up and makes that stop, Tim, and that's the first time that we've seen Egan be stopped at all by this defensive front for the Hurricanes. You can see some of the linebackers are starting to cheat down towards the line of scrimmage, Tim, try to fill up some of those gaps and stop this running game.
4 receivers to the left. O'Shea with a high pass out to Doss over on the left side, runs over to the right, has a blocker in Egan, takes advantage and gets pushed out of bounds after he picks up a fresh set of downs. Orlando Doss Jr., the junior receiver, getting out for a first down for this offense.
Yeah, Tim, and we have a player down on the far side for the Hurricanes, and it's not looking really good for the Hurricanes. That is number 68, Michael Mills, who just collapsed down to the ground, Tim, and immediately grabbed his right knee. So I'm pretty sure both teams are going to be called to their sidelines for this injury timeout as the staff takes a look at Mills.
Mills, the sophomore left tackle for this explosive Vikings offense. 43 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. Mary Jim Montgomery leading 14-3. We'll step away and we'll be right back. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's homecoming matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Bryant Hurricanes. 43 seconds remaining here in first quarter action. The Vikings find themselves up 14-3 with one of their offensive linemen down on the field.
Yeah, we have a injury timeout right now. Michael Mills, number 58 for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. It was a screen pass, a wide receiver screen out into the left flat, Tim. He actually went out there to block and tried to change direction, and his knee just did not go in the direction he wanted it to go in, and he collapsed on the play right around about the 20-yard line. So now the medical staff is making their way. We're helping him make his way off of the field. So looks like Mills may be done for the night, Tim, with that knee injury.
Well, luckily he's only a sophomore, and hopefully it doesn't look as bad as it is. But Mills, good size at 5'11", 200 pounds. He's got some couple years to grow and all that. He's going to be a phenomenal talent long term.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll get him over to the sidelines, and if need be, if he needs a little bit more treatment, Tim, they may have to take him to the hospital or something like that. But for the time being, the good thing is they want to get him off the field, get him looked at, get him iced down, and they'll make their evaluations from there as both teams make their way back onto the field. Tim, to reset things, it's 1st and 10. Ball sits on the 29-yard line thanks to that halfback screen to, I believe that was Williams, who was able to pick up a first down. I'm sorry, that was Doss.
O'Shea out of the shotgun formation, goes back to Egan, and goes back up the middle. Ooh, took a shot, a violent hit on that one, but after the senior running back picks up about 5 yards on the play up to the 35.
Jerry Hilburn makes another stop for the defense for the Hurricanes. And again, they have to figure out some way to stop Egan, Tim. These guys, for the Vikings, the Hurricanes can't allow the Vikings to be successful at running the football and passing. You got to take something away from them.
15 seconds remaining in the first, going back to Egan, this time to the right side, and he's brought down right around that first down marker. Could be 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, Tim. And again, Egan able to pick up positive yards on 2nd down. When we get back, it'll be 3rd down and really short for the Vikings.
We're going to head to second quarter action. MGM leading Bryant 14-3 in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome into second quarter action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you this homecoming matchup between the MGM Vikings and the Bryant Hurricanes. Mary G. Montgomery up 14-3 on the Hurricanes as we enter into second quarter action. 2 rushing touchdowns got the Vikings on the board in the first. Josh Williams and Riley Egan both with rushing touchdowns, and Dustin Schreiner, the senior kicker for Bryant, tacking on a 32-yard field goal to get the Hurricanes on the board. Upcoming 3rd and inches now for the MGM offense. Colin O'Shea, Riley Egan in the backfield out of the pistol. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be another handoff for the senior as he's going to fight his way forward, close around that first down marker. They might need a little bit of a measurement here.
I think he picked up just enough for it, Tim. And I tell you, yeah, they're already indicating a first down for the for the Vikings. But I tell you, he had to work for it. He needed 1 yard. He got about a yard and a half. So that's going to make it first down now. Ball on the 40-yard line of the Vikings, Tim. First down.
Fresh set of downs. O'Shea out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. He rolls that way, looking downfield, makes a strike out to Doss. A connection at the 50, gets him another fresh set of downs. I tell you, this offense has been extremely impressive tonight. They've got a first down on almost every single play. It's almost a rarity if they don't.
Yeah, you know, and right now with that play to Doss out into the flat, Tim, that flips field position now in favor of the Vikings. That pushes the ball again into plus territory. This has been a very difficult offense for this Hurricane team to stop early on.
Williams drops back into the backfield on this one. 2 receivers out to the right. O'Shea, double running back formation, hands off to one of them, and the new running back, Jacoby Daniel, getting the carry. And he's going to get a gain of about 3 yards up to the 45.
Yeah, and as Daniels gets up off the ground, he goes out of the game, and back onto the field is Egan from that running back position. Egan very effective early on in this football game, Tim. Pretty much has been that. I believe that first down run was the shortest gain tonight, I believe, by Egan.
Second and about 7 now for the Vikings. O'Shea takes a snap, hands off to Egan. He's going to test the left side, gets through a number of defenders, and another fresh set of downs after about a 15-yard scramble for the senior.
And Jerry Hilburn comes up once again and finishes off Egan as we watch him here. Block set up nicely right there. Woo! And he's able to just use vision and athleticism, Tim, to pick up additional yardage after he got past the line of scrimmage. So, ball moves from the 48-yard line all the way down inside the 35-yard line around about the 34. First down.
Fresh set of downs now. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. O'Shea play action fake, looking out to his right, pressure in his face, stiffens away and gets a pass out to Doss. Another completion of about 8 yards up to about the 25-yard line.
Not really sure how Doss has been able to find that soft spot on the left side each and every time. That time his quarterback got flushed out into the right as we look at scores, Tim, from around the area.
Fairhope up on Davidson, 7-0. McGill on top of Murphy, 14-7 in first quarter action. Foley on top of Theodore, 13-0.
Wow.
Hosting the Bobcats tonight, Blunt quickly out, 21-9 over Baldwin County in first quarter action tonight. Saraland on top of LaFleur, 7-0. As the Vikings come out, another handoff to Egan and another first down result. Faith Academy on top of BC Rain. Williamson on top of Viger quickly, 6-0 in an interesting region matchup. Daphne on top of Spanish Fort, 3-0, a defensive first quarter. St. Paul's and Escambia County scoreless in the first.
Yeah, Carter Busby made that last stop on that rushing attempt for the Vikings. They pick up enough, Tim, for another first down. Ball just inside the red zone at the 19.
Vikings in the red zone for the 3rd time tonight, trying to make it 3 straight touchdowns. As a result, for Egan getting up the middle of the field, another 6-yard gain.
These have been ball control drives for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, Tim. And what you have to start worrying about for the defensive coaching staff is fatigue. No, it's not a hot night. It's really mild out tonight.
Feels great.
It feels outstanding in the 70s. But it doesn't have to be hot for guys to get tired. A lot of plays this defense is having to put up against this offense for the Vikings.
Well, the Russian attack continues, but Colin O'Shea is going to keep it on this one. Pressure in his face, and he's going to be brought down around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you would have liked to have seen O'Shea throw that football out of bounds once that play broke down. Nothing there for him out in the right flat. Save your body.
We're going to go down the field with an update from Al Whedon. Al, what happened with Michael Mills down there?
It looks like Michael kind of sprained his knee there. If you kind of look behind me, he's kind of up on it, putting some weight on it. I spoke with the trainer. He said he may get back in the game later on tonight, but right now they're going to be cautious, see if he can extend some weight on it and see how it goes. But for now, looks like he's in pretty good shape, but they just want to keep him on the sideline. We may see Michael Mills later on tonight, Tim.
That's some positive news, Al, as the Vikings get a positive gain from Jacoby Daniel, a fresh set of downs, and they have 1st and goal inside the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and once again, we see some fresh bodies coming into the defense now for the Vikings, but you can see some of these interior linemen with their hands around their hips, Tim. That is the very first sign of fatigue. Again, they've been on the field for quite a while here in the first quarter, in the first half, actually.
Daniel and Williams in the backfield. Williams shifting over in motion. Gets the pass out to him and back into the end zone. The junior, his 2nd touchdown of the night, comes off of a 6-yard screen pass for the touchdown.
Wow, that was just easy. Nice downfield blocking from the wide receivers out in the flat. Nice job by O'Shea right here to find his receiver Williams out of the backfield. You see the blocking downfield by Orlando Doss Jr. Springs Williams into the end zone for the 6-yard touchdown catch.
The Vikings make it 3 straight trips on scoring drives in the red zone. 7 minutes, 24 seconds here in second quarter action. On for the point after, leading 20-3 now. Making a little bit of a personnel substitution over there. Make sure everyone's on the field.
Yeah,
now.
Let's get it on.
Snap is down, kick is up. Whoa, could have been dangerous on that one, but the Vikings tack on the point after, extending their lead 21-3. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Vikings leading the Hurricanes 21-3.
Murphy High School played a big part of me getting to the next level, getting to college. I took honors classes here just to, to have that extra boost. From the University of South Carolina, it helped me tremendously. I played football there for 3 years and decided to go pro after my junior year. I think just the stuff that helped me at the Murphy High School helped me carry on to the University of South Carolina. Now I'm playing my 7th season in the NFL.
Welcome back to second quarter action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Mary G. Montgomery Vikings leading the Bryant Hurricanes 21-3 with 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in first half action. And Howard, it's been 3 straight scoring trips for Brian Seymour's offense.
Oh, absolutely. And Tim, could you make sure you turn your ringtone down? I know you love the song "Turn Down for What."
Right.
But when we're on the air, we need for you to turn down your volume on your ringtone. But we're going to get a live look in, Tim, at one of the other matchups that's currently going on in the area.
Blount and Baldwin County, an important matchup over in 6A Region 1 for those standings. The Blount Leopards coming off of a close loss to Spanish Fort last week, but a dominating victory for Leb Holly at home tonight, 33-9. In second quarter action. Close ball game.
Yeah, and it's good to see Blount get back to their winning ways, because I got a chance to watch them play Spanish Fort last week, Tim, and I really thought Blount, I'm serious, I thought Blount had a shot at winning that game. I just thought that I was hoping that Blount would kind of allow cooler heads to prevail in that game. Committed a lot of personal foul penalties, which hurt them tremendously.
Well, putting on the hurt on the Viking defense right there was the running back for the Hurricanes, Anthony McCants, the senior, just bowling his way right up the middle for a fresh set of downs. The biggest gain of offense for this Hurricanes unit tonight.
Tim, 5'8", 215 pounds. Now, I don't know about you, but if I see a kid running at me that's 215 pounds, I ain't trying to tackle that kid. I'm trying to get the heck away from him.
Hit him high, right?
Hit him low. Hit that boy low.
Fresh set of downs for the Hurricanes. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side. Bowie looking over to his left, throws a strike, makes a connection. Whoa, and just eaten up by the defense on the play after a 3-yard gain. Gets up the field for the Bryant Hurricanes. That was Jeremy Payton on the reception.
Yeah, Jeremy Payton was very slow to get up off the turf. Jeremy Payton, 6'3", 170-pound sophomore, really slow to get off the turf. So now the coaching staff does the right thing and takes him out of the game for a play to take a look at him. But took a shot, Tim, to pick up that 5 yards on first down, 2nd down and 5 coming up now. Ball sits on the 43-yard line of the Hurricanes as the clock continues to tick here in the second quarter.
A fast first half, 6 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Play action fake. Bowie calling his own number. Whoop. Pushes his own man out of the way again. That's the second time tonight. He's just trying to fight for some yards, and he'll do anything, even push his own players out of the way.
Yeah, that's called being impatient, Tim. You need to take time to wait for your blocks to develop when you're running the football out of the backfield, as those kids are enjoying themselves here on homecoming night. I believe we call those freeze cuts. We call those bebops. Back in the hood, we call those bebops, man. You wouldn't know anything about that. Now, Al would know about bebops. Yeah, Al knows about bebops for sure. Absolutely.
Wake up, make some noise.
3rd and short now for the Hurricane offense. 5 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. The Hurricanes trail 21-3. Whoa, a little bit of a missed snap on that one, and the Vikings dive for it. There's a pileup. MGM says that they have it. We're going to see what the referees say.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Mary G. Montgomery ball, and that was just a that was just a problem with the snap there from Bowie in the center. Hit him in the hands. Tell you, if you ever talk to anybody who's played football on any level, they'll tell you one of the hardest things to do is to pick up a football after a fumble. That time, Bowie just could not get back on top of it. The defense was able to get on top of it. So possession goes over to the Vikings, Tim, and they have great field position.
Well, they've already made it 3 for 3 tonight on scoring drives for Brian Seymour's offense. But right now, 5 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. It's been the Riley Egan rushing attack all night. Josh Williams, the junior, has 2 touchdowns to his name. His last one, a 6-yard screen pass for the score. O'Shea takes the snap, rolls out to his left side, has a pump fake, and throws in the direction of Doss. Makes a connection. A huge catch from the junior. Gets a big gain down to the 12-yard line. Orlando Doss on the play.
Tim, I'm so looking forward to this replay because watch this. Watch Doss. Watch how he catches the football. Hands. You see that ball never makes its way to his body. That is textbook catching at the wide receiver position for Doss. Great job by Doss to adjust to the football and turn around and find it, catch it with his hands, and secure possession deep inside the red zone.
Williams in the backfield, out of the shotgun. He's going to get the carry, tries to find some blockers, but it's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
It was stopped on the play by Kevin Huffman, was able to make the tackle. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong number. Instead of 77, it's actually 22. That was Hunter. I believe that was Lanier that made Latner that made the stop, Tim. Looks like he picked up about a half-yard on first down, 2nd down and about 9.5.
3 receivers to the right. O'Shea's going to pitch out to Williams, trying to find a corner on the right side, has the speed, dives for the pylon, but pushed out of bounds right at that 1-yard line.
Yeah, that's where they're going to spot him, Tim. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1. You know what? I take it back. I believe he picked up enough for the first down. No, he did not. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 1. So they can actually pick up a first down without scoring. Ball sits just outside the 1-yard line, Tim, would you say?
Maybe. Might be a good spot. It looks like the marker. It's right there.
Yeah.
Pistol formation, O'Shea and Williams in the backfield. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action fake. No, that's going to hand off to Williams. He's going to go nowhere. Just a pile of Hurricane defenders met him at the 1.
And, Tim, that's a really big stop because that keeps them from picking up a first down, having first down and goal right inside the 1-yard line. So it's decision time now for the Vikings. It's 4th down and goal. Ball sits right at about the 2-yard line. I do not see the field goal unit making its way onto the field. So it's going to be pay dirt or nothing for the Vikings.
Well, they're bringing in the bruiser and senior running back Riley Egan, the Mike Allstott of the offense.
Something like that. But we're going to get a timeout taken by Mary G. Montgomery. They want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Well, the Vikings are going to think this one over. They're 3 for 3 tonight on scoring. They're trying to go 4 for 4. They're already up 21-3 in front of this homecoming crowd. 3 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in second quarter action, and you got to like what you're seeing if you're a Vikings fan.
Well, absolutely, but I'll tell you something that I kind of don't like that I'm seeing. This is homecoming night, man. Your team is up. I would love to see this crowd get more energy, get a little bit more charge in them. I know it's been a tough season for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, and things haven't gone quite the way they want them to. But, man, it's homecoming. You always want to win homecoming, and right now this team is performing great. But we'll tell you what, we're going to take a look at another game that's taking place right now out at Glad People Stadium.
Well, the Viger Wolves with a 20-6 lead over Williamson in second quarter action. The Lions were actually up 6-0 earlier. Viger has scored 20 unanswered as Williamson is on offense right now, just trying to battle their way back into the 6A Region 1 matchup. A lot of important matchups happening around the Mobile area for the region standings as we get closer to the end of the regular season. A lot of teams playing for the different playoff seeds, and then just the number of where they're going to either be playing at home in the first round or on the road.
Yeah, because the battle between McGill and Murphy right now is for the number 1 seed in that region. So, yeah, tough battles going on tonight for positioning.
4th and 1. O'Shea comes out and an end around for Williams, gets his 3rd touchdown of the night, a 1-yard scramble, gets his 2nd rushing touchdown, 3rd total. Josh Williams, the junior running back, on the board again. The Vikings are perfect on the night.
And that's just hard to stop. The offense came out. They just spread everybody out, spread the defense thin, and Williams was able to just get the direct handoff on a jet sweep from his quarterback and just goes into the end zone untouched, and that's going to push the lead out to 20. That is actually, they have not put the new score on the board yet. So that's going to be actually 28-3.
Well, the point after will extend it 28-3 with 3 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Join the 32nd Annual Mobile International Festival as they present Tall Tales, a journey through the world of folklore on Saturday, November 21st at the Mobile Civic Center. Hear tales from over 70 countries, savor exotic food, enjoy global entertainment, shop for treasures, and engage in hands-on art. Children 12 and under admitted free with $12 adult ticket purchase.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. We head down to the field with Al Whedon. Can you do a little whip and nay-nay for us?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely doing it down here, Tim. But you know what? Howard put me on the spot talking about howling. I got something for you right now. Football is a team game with 11 players, right? But for Bryant, tonight they could use a 12th man. See, the number 12 is all around the Hurricanes. The most wins they've had in a season is 12. They haven't had a winning season in 12 years. They entered tonight's contest on a 12-game losing streak. And check this out, Howard. They've lost 5 region games, 4 away games, and 3 home games. When you add it all up, it equals 12. Guys, I know Halloween is just around the corner, but I'm a little spooked out right now.
Al, they told me there would be no math in this job. I'm not adding that stuff up, buddy, but, hey, if you were able to deduce that all of those things came out to 12, I believe you. Great job, Al, man. We love having you.
Man, I thought we were going to get, like, the Al Whedon dance-off down there. I mean, you know, the whip and nay-nay. I mean, I saw the crowd cheering for him. They wanted it to happen.
You know, when you get to be mine and Al's age, when you whip, man, it may hurt something.
Oh, wow.
The stanky leg may turn into the broke leg. It just may happen.
The Vikings re-kicking this one. So the last one was a penalty, and Bryan bringing it up the field. Whoa! Escaping a couple of defenders. A flag comes out from midfield all the way down to about the 40.
Yeah, I think the wind might have grabbed my depth chart. The wind is, well, you know, that's one thing, that's one observation to pass along to everybody. The wind is really picked up out here tonight. As we get one of the camera guys up here, they were able to get my depth chart as we get a hold indication here from our referee, Mike Beckton, as we take a look here on the kickoff return.
10-yard penalty. It'll be first down, Bryant.
That's how he was able to get free so good. 3 minutes, 19 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. The Vikings with a dominating 28-3 lead here on homecoming night. Brian Seymour trying to make a statement, trying to get to that 500 season to kick things off in his regime.
Yeah, Tim, you know, you just used the right word to describe the way this first half has gone, and it has been dominating. by the Vikings. I mean, they've dominated in every facet of the game, Tim. They have been, they have pretty much been spotless in the running game. When they've needed the passing game, it's been there, and the kicking game has been effective. Only needed it for the point afters, but so far they've been able to convert on every single one.
Bowie comes out of the shotgun formation, looking over to his left side. Oh, makes a connection with his receiver all the way down into Viking territory. Crossing the 50 was Kenneth Santiago on the huge reception.
Yeah, and that was a good job by Bowie to be able to hit Santiago right in the middle of coverage. Santiago was covered underneath, and he was also coverage over the top right there. And Santiago still was able to bring in the football, Tim, for a nice gain, pushes the ball across the 50 to the 48-yard line of the Vikings. 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
A big gain for this Hurricane offense. They're in Viking territory at the 48. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to hand off to McCants, who's going to go up the middle. Whoa, gets hit from low and high on that one. Tries to keep fighting forward, but only going to come up with about a 3-yard gain.
Now, see, Jacob Harwell, he tackled him like I would. You get down there low, you get around those knees and those ankles, and you stop that big truck before he's able to pick up enough steam. Looks like about a 3-yard pickup, Tim, on first down. Actually closer to 4, I believe. No, 3. 3 yards on first down is going to bring up second down and a long 7 here for the Hurricanes. They may want to start showing a little bit of a little sense of urgency. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here, Tim. They need to get a move on.
Second and about 7 now for the Hurricanes. A high snap. Bowie able to control it. Gets it out to Japa on the play. And he's going to be brought down. Going to go nowhere on the play was Jonathan Chappell on the reception.
Yeah, that was Antonio Petit who was able to bring down Chappell. Chappell may have picked up half a yard, Tim, if anything, on second down. Clock continues to tick. Looks like the visiting team has 2 timeouts remaining. They're down 28-3.
3rd and 7 upcoming for the Hurricanes. The Vikings strong defensively ever since that first Bryant offensive series. Now up here, 3rd and 7, high snap. Bowie taking the ball, rolls out to the right side, being chased, finds an open man across the middle. That's Santiago, and another connection, gets a big first down reception.
Yeah, he took a big hit from Austin Williams. Santiago had to double catch the football, Tim, but as it goes, it's going to be a first down. Chains move. As soon as the ball is set, they'll whistle it into play. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Actually, they started the clock just a little early, Tim. Nobody noticed that, but they did start the clock just a little bit early. Becton did not whistle the ball into play, and the clock had already started.
Home field advantage?
Home field advantage.
Fresh set of downs for the Canes. They have a man in motion out to the right side. Bowie takes the snap, pressure in his face immediately, throws a high screen pass looking for Chapa, unable to make a connection on the play. Upcoming second down as the clock stops with 52 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Tim, that would have been a touchdown easy. That would have been a touchdown easy. Chapa had 2 big offensive linemen in front of him and 1 man to block between them and the end zone. If Chapa would have been able to bring in that pass, which was a high pass, that would have been a touchdown for the Hurricanes. Ball falls incomplete. Under a minute remaining, Tim, in the first half. Let's take a look here. I believe these are some of the seniors here in the game on the sideline tonight for the Vikings.
Big night for this community. Homecoming night. Their Vikings are up 28-3. 52 seconds remaining here in second quarter action. Here on second down. Pressure immediately in the face of Bowie, and whoa, getting chased by one defender, just gets eaten up by another, and that's going to be about a 10-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, that was a Bowie sandwich right there that took place right around about the 38-yard line, and I believe we're going to get a timeout taken by the Hurricanes, Tim. So on this next play, it's going to be a third. No, it will not be third down. That was just third down. So this is going to bring up, I take that back. This will be third down. So this is going to be third down and about, looks like a little over 20, Tim. I believe it's going to be third down and about maybe 22 yards to go for the Hurricanes once they come out of this timeout.
Wow. College and career ready isn't just a buzzword in Mobile County. Mobile County Public School students earned 11,162 nationally recognized career credentials in 2015. Those credentials allow them a big advantage when they apply for jobs, including as welders and certified nursing assistants. It starts with us here at Mobile County Public Schools.
Cool.
Well, you got to be extremely impressed with the Viking offense tonight. Perfect on the night, 4 for 4, including that last drive, converting on 4th down. Josh Williams, star of the offense tonight, 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. Riley Egan, a dominating force in the rushing attack. The Bryant Hurricanes have yet to have an answer.
You know, Coach Seymour, when he gets his guys into the locker room, and that's the coach for the Vikings, is going to be very pleased with the effort that he's gotten out of his guys in the first half. But this is 3rd down and 22 now for the Hurricanes.
Trying to find an opening on the side with Chapel was Bowie. Incompletion on the play is going to bring up a 4th and long near that 40-yard line.
Yeah, nothing went right on that play, Tim. Chapel was actually covered up very well out in the left flat. Would have taken a perfectly placed pass in order to get it into Chapel to pick up the first down. Then on top of that, ball actually sailed out of bounds. Chapel never even had a shot at catching it. I think that young lady right there who sits in the stands may have had a better shot at catching that pass than Chapel on the play. But again, homecoming night here at Mary G. Montgomery, and the Vikings have absolutely dominated this matchup.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see, especially for this packed-out crowd, at least on the home side tonight. Golly, I mean, this is the kind of stuff you love to see as far as from the community support here out in Semmes.
Tim, I think we're going to get a timeout. This time is going to be taken by the Vikings.
Oh, we got a timeout, MGM.
And this next play is a 4th down play. Now the clock did not start because that was an incomplete pass to Chappa that we saw a second ago. So they probably want to talk strategy here because there's a chance that they can possibly get a stop, get the ball back. So they want to make sure the whole defense is on the same page as to what they want to try to do here on 4th down.
Well, Bowie's had 2 big receiving plays over to Kenneth Santiago tonight as intended receiver on both of them. Coming up big on 3rd and long. Right now they're facing 4th and long out near the 40-yard line. 34 seconds remaining on the clock, but good point by you talking about the fact that if the Vikings come up with another defensive stop right here, it could be another opportunity for this fast offense. Brian Seymour's shown plenty tonight. Fast pace, they're going to take shots early and often.
Yeah, and the thing about it is we can see on the scoreboard they have no timeout. So even if if the Vikings do get the ball back, Tim, whatever plays they run, they're going to have to be near the sideline, okay? Maybe they can get themselves in the field goal range and maybe hang another score going into the locker room. But it's important right now that they get this stop here on 4th down.
Bowie takes the snap, a high one, hands off to Chappa on a rushing play. That's going to be nowhere near enough for a 4th down, and that run's going to take him up to the 30-yard line, stopping the clock. 27 seconds remaining right there. Interesting move by Bruce Breland.
Yeah, I think right here, what I believe is going to happen, I think that they're just going to spread these guys out and possibly try to run the ball. But they've been extremely effective, Tim, in both facets of the football game for the Vikings on offense, in the passing game and in the rush game. So will they spread them out, Tim, and run the football, or will they spread them out and actually throw the football? Looks like as guys make their way to the line of scrimmage, I think they're just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with a healthy 28-3 lead over the Bryant Hurricanes here at homecoming.
O'Shea takes a knee out of the victory formation, and that's going to take the clock all the way down to halftime. Takes us into halftime action. The Vikings have a 28-3 lead as Al Whedon is going to get a moment with Brian Seymour, the Vikings head coach.
Coach Seymour, impressive first half, 28 points on the board. Talk about your offense tonight so far.
I think we've been executing very well. I think, like I said, got the run game going a little bit, mixing up some, play action passes. So, Cullen's doing a good job directing the offense. But like I said, we've been in this situation before, so we can't relax. We felt like we gave one away last week, and so we're gonna go and talk to them, make sure they stay focused, the task at hand, and come out with the same intensity in the second half.
All right, we appreciate that, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Al. The Vikings go into halftime with a 28-3 lead. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Do you have what it takes to be an Envision graduate? We are pioneering students to be all they can be, from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade.
I definitely would recommend Envision to other students who feel the way I feel. They really work with you, and they've gotten tutors, and you have online teachers to talk to.
It starts right here. It starts right now. Envision Virtual Academy. Enroll today.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Attention educators, the Mobile County Public Schools would like to invite you to the 2016 Academy Conference. Learn from experts ways to integrate the Signature Academy model into your school. Join us February 23rd and 24th at the Renaissance Riverview Plaza Hotel as Academy experts, post-secondary institutions, and businesses discuss how to incorporate this model into your school district. Register early as seating is limited. The 2016 Academy Conference, preparing students to be college and career ready.
Welcome into halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you this homecoming matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. And Howard, an explosive first half for this Vikings offense. They got things kicked off with a 14-yard touchdown run from junior running back, receiver, just do-it-all guy, Josh Williams. But he wasn't done there. He tacked on 2 more touchdowns into the night, one off of a screen pass and another rushing touchdown. Senior running back Riley Egan had a 14-yard touchdown run himself. Dustin Schreiner, the lone field goal positive play for the Bryant Hurricanes. They scored on their opening drive. It was all downhill from there.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Seymour has to be extremely excited and proud of what his team was able to accomplish here in the first half, Tim. They looked unstoppable. They looked unstoppable. Again, haven't had the season that they envisioned. But, again, we said coming into this game that these guys have some athletes. They have some talent on this football team, and it was on display. They rushed out quickly. First possession, second possession, third possession, fourth possession. They scored touchdowns. You ask yourself, where was that all season? Then on the other side with Coach Breland and the Bryant Hurricanes, they have to shore up that defense as far as the run game. Egan and Williams have pretty much been able to run roughshod all over them. If they're going to have some success in the second half, they're going to have to shore up that defense somehow, Tim.
And absolutely. Well, when you take a look at what's been happening so far for the Bryant Hurricanes, right, Arian Bowie trying to do too much a little bit for the senior quarterback all night by himself. We've seen him just kind of push some of his teammates out of the way. He's just trying to do too much, a little more patience and all that. Right now they find themselves down by a large deficit, but we talked to Coach Seymour, Al Wheaton did, at halftime, and he kind of mentioned about, you got to stay a little bit more focused just because of the fact that they have a big lead right now doesn't mean anything. He's referring to last week whenever they were up on the Fairhope Pirates on the road. They had a big lead but unable to capitalize, and they just let the floodgates open on defense in the fourth quarter and ended up losing that game. But as we take a look at some scores from around the Mobile area, the MGM Vikings are going to be looking to finish this one strong tonight. Fairhope, talking about them up on Davidson 10-7 right now. McGill on top of Murphy 28-14. Foley, an impressive 28-0 over the Theodore Bobcats. Blunt on top of Baldwin County 46-9 at halftime. Saraland on top of LaFleur 21-0 going into halftime. Faith Academy on top of BC Rain 21-0. A lot of lopsided victories tonight. Viger, Williamson battling at Ladd People Stadium tonight 20-6. The Wolves on top of the Lions. Spanish Fort at halftime gets an 18-6 lead over the Daphne Trojans. St. Paul's up on Escambia County 28-0 right now, and it just seems a lot of one-sided matchups around the Mobile area tonight.
Yeah, the one that surprises me the most as we take a look at some shots here from homecoming. The homecoming court is currently being introduced here on the field. But the score that shocks me the most is that Foley score.
Oh, yeah.
We got a chance to take a look at Foley last week when they played Murphy on Thursday night, and Foley looked all out of sorts. They just did not look like the Foley Lions. But to come back this week and shut out their opponent and hang 28 points in the first half, the fan base has to be excited about that.
Well, we're talking about the regional standings. We'll catch up more with it. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Mary G. Montgomery Vikings leading the Bryant Hurricanes 28-3.
I believe that the quality of education that I received at the Mobile County Public School System, I would give it an A+, an excellent education. And I feel that they prepared me for my future career. I feel that I received not only the fund of knowledge that I need, but the social skills, communication skills that's needed to compete with any other student, not just in Mobile County particularly, but nationwide.
Attention educators, the Mobile County Public Schools would like to invite you to the 2016 Academy Conference. Learn from experts ways to integrate the Signature Academy model into your school. Join us February 23rd and 24th at the Renaissance Riverview Plaza Hotel as Academy experts, post-secondary institutions, and businesses discuss how to incorporate this model into your school district. Register early as seating is limited. The 2016 Academy Conference, preparing students to be college and career ready.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you this homecoming matchup as the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings lead the Bryant Hurricanes 28-3 at halftime. But Howard McCain, a lot of surprising scores from around the Mobile area as we take a look at some of the region standings as we inch closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, you look here, Jackson in control of that region, St. Paul's and Viger right there as well. Some of the other teams are just, pretty much just playing out the season. But those three teams are in the mix by far.
But the biggest surprise, the Williamson Lions, even if they lose to Viger tonight, the 3 and 4 seeds battling it out, the Williamson Lions have a fired opportunity to make the playoffs for the first time in a very,
very
long time.
Yeah, very
long time. If they
can
finish strong, last 2 weeks of the season, they have an opportunity right now to get into the playoffs.
And that will be outstanding because Williamson hasn't really been very competitive. To be honest with you, since the Jamarcus Russell days, when he ran the offense for the Williamson Lions. So that will be great for the Williamson Lion fan base, for the community, because a lot of people had given up on that team and that school, and it would be so good to rally those fans and that community back to that team. So I'm pulling for them. I know we're not supposed to be biased in what we do, but you have to pull for a team like that that's been struggling for so long.
Well, Dedrick Sunford's been working over there extremely hard, a difficult region. I mean, Jackson, St. Paul's, Viger, perennial playoff contenders.
Yeah, every year.
BC Rain, was in the mix last year, not so much this year. 6A Region 1, Spanish Fort, Saraland, Blunt battling. Blunt and Saraland will actually be our last Thursday game of the week. It's going to be the Thursday of Halloween, a huge matchup to decide the number 2 and 3 seed in 6A Region 1. Baldwin County in action against Blunt tonight. Daphne in action against Spanish Fort. So a lot of things could shift in that sense for the standings. So the 4th seed is either going to go to Baldwin County or Daphne.
Yeah, and Spanish Fort, as we all know, pretty much has that region all wrapped up because let's face it, they've vanquished all foes. And any team that has lost to Spanish Fort this season, they shouldn't be ashamed because, heck, a lot of people are losing to Spanish Fort. They're just that good. Saraland and Blunt, Blunt made me a believer last week by the way they competed against Spanish Fort in that region. Actually had a chance to win that game, in my opinion, Tim, but it came down to a field goal at the end of the game, and Spanish Fort pulled it out in a great matchup that took place over in Spanish Fort. But, man, I'll tell you, that right there, that's a tough region.
Well, we talked about coaches changing the mindsets of communities. Lev Hawley has the entire Blount community believing that they are a state championship contender.
Yeah.
So we take a look at 7A Region 1. Huge matchup in the Mobile area tonight. McGill-Tulane taking on Murphy. Classic rivalry matchup, but it's a battle for the number 1 seed. Both teams have a lock for the playoffs so far. Theodore in action against Foley tonight, and it's interesting because Foley was the number 4 seed for so long. Right now, they've got a dominating victory over Theodore. They still have to play McGill later on into the season, so they finish out the season. Last week, they lost to Murphy. They're playing Theodore this week. They got to play McGill, so they're finishing out with the top 3 seeds in 7A Region 1. The Foley Lions not done yet, but they're battling the Fairhope Pirates for the number 4 seed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they pretty much, and this is a cliche, and it's actually an oxymoron, Tim, but they kind of control their own destiny. Really, you can't control your own destiny. It's destiny. It's going to happen.
Well, we talked about a lot of the success on the field, talk about success off the field, and every week here at Mobile County Public Schools, we try to highlight scholar student-athletes, players that are excelling on and off the field, and this week's highlight is going to come from Theodore High School. He plays center for the Bobcat football team. His name is Brian Ankerson. He's got an astounding GPA of around a 4.5.
Woo.
Brian Ankerson is this week's Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union, Mobile County Public Schools scholar student-athlete.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Anna Bohannon.
Offensive line anchored by Brian Ankerson, the senior, a versatile offensive lineman. He's going to be playing center for Eric Collier this season, but can be moved into multiple positions. A lot of size from Ankerson.
Being a scholar athlete is difficult at times, especially during the football season when you have practice till late and you have to do homework. I mean, it can become very difficult, and it's hard to keep up with all your classes.
It starts at home. They got great parents. Both of their boys have achieved high things, and you know, the sky's the limit for Brian. He'll go out and do great things, and again, I enjoy coaching him. I enjoy being around him. They're just really good people. And when he comes to football, he concentrates on football. When he's in the classroom, he worries about the classroom. And that's not every kid does that. You know, some of them get hung up and they get their priorities mixed up. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's not necessarily the time management. He understands his priorities, and he understands how to rank those things and how to handle that business.
Brian is the best type of student. Brian is the student. He sat right up front, was always paying attention, taking his notes. He did any homework I ever asked him to do. Brian did it and always had good questions, good insights.
If I was a younger kid and there was one thing I could go back and tell myself, it'd be to not procrastinate. Procrastination is one of the hardest things to overcome. When you get behind, the hardest thing is to get back where you're supposed to be.
The biggest compliment someone can have is they want their child to be like that. So in other words, when I look at Brian, he's the kind of kid that, you know, if my child grew up and he was like a Brian Ankerson, I'd be really pleased. He's a great young man.
Such an underrated asset is Brian Ankerson, you know, for the success that the Theodore Bobcats have been having this season. But talk about just being a victor on and off the field. Brian Ankerson anchors that offensive line. He anchors a lot of the spirit for that team, and that's why they're being so successful, just the orchestrating of the offense. And we've seen the Bobcats in action a lot this season, and just an explosive amount of success that Eric Collier and the Bobcats have been having. We'll be back with more halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Mary G. Montgomery leading Alma Bryant 28-3.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and
Reassurance is really what makes him my father.
It's here, the MCPSS mobile app. It's a way for you to stay connected and informed with all of the happenings around the school district. Receive weather alerts, check your child's grades and homework, plus more. Watch sports, original programming, find school locations, and read the latest news. Stay connected with all your favorite social networking sites. Download it today for free.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The MGM Vikings leading the Alma Bryant Hurricanes 28-3 here at homecoming halftime festivities. Howard McCann, as we saw the homecoming court and the homecoming queen down there. I tell you, just a lot of excitement for this community tonight.
Yeah, she has bragging rights for like a whole year. Okay, she gets to go into school next week, and she gets to wear that crown all over school. So she has bragging rights for the whole year here in this community.
Well, I'll tell you, bragging rights go to the Mobile County Public Schools for all of the great programs that they offer for all 12 high schools. Talking about getting kids college and career ready, talk about signature academies, and these two schools have two of the top ones, as we're going to take a look tonight at some of the programs being offered here at Mobile County Public Schools.
And the winner is Mr. James O'Hara.
At Mary Montgomery High School, we take pride in a rigorous educational environment that provides real-life, hands-on opportunities for learning. Mary Montgomery offers a variety of clubs and organizations that allow every student the opportunity to get involved. These clubs and organizations range from leadership to the future business leaders of America. We offer 18 varsity sports and 7 junior varsity sports, ranging from football to bowling. At Mary Montgomery, you are somebody. The faculty and staff want to know you and how they can help you succeed, not only in school, but after you graduate. The academies of Mary Montgomery offer students the opportunity to specialize in career areas that they are interested in. They also provide internship opportunities, credentials, certifications, and college credit possibilities. The academies that are offered at Mary Montgomery are Teaching and Learning, Humanities and Public Service, Business, Biomedical, Engineering, and Agri-Science and Industry, with our signature academy being Teaching and Learning.
Mary Montgomery is a special place to me because I know that when I come to school every day, there are people who care about me and my future.
Mary Montgomery is a special place to me because it provides me with opportunities and programs to be successful in college and in my career.
In Mary Montgomery High School, it is our goal to provide a quality education for every student. Our teachers and staff make it a priority to graduate students that are college and career ready.
It starts with education, the fact that we make a difference in the lives of our students every single day. Our teachers work to unleash the potential inside our students, to seize and help guide them to their dreams, to show them with hard work and dedication they can be what they want to be. It starts with business, providing an innovative product or service to people, providing good jobs for hard workers, and learning to go the extra mile and invest back into the community. When businesses work together, it's a good thing. When businesses work together with the school system, it's a great thing for everyone involved. It starts with the community. The fact that we are all in this together. The fact that we want to leave the world a better place for the next generation. It's a powerful thing when people come together for the common good, for a goal that enriches everyone. It starts when we tie it all together, where businesses mentor students and broaden their worldview, when community provides after-school activities, where volunteers give up their time to help students with sports, science, and weekend projects, where industry engages and trains, where we all embrace technology and help tell the amazing stories all around us. Together, we can raise the quality of life for all Mobilians.
Mobile County Public Schools. It starts with us.
Our mission at Alma Bryant High School is to unify several communities as one graduating body
by enhancing the athletic, academic, artistic, and service talents of the students individually and of the school holistically,
thereby increasing their educational and social experiences as well as their personal growth.
The school embodies its purpose by promoting academic achievements, career and technical opportunities, and holistic growth through programs such as the Signature Academy of Coastal Studies, wherein students are provided hands-on learning opportunities in the fields of marine science, aquaculture, horticulture, maritime and industrial technologies, and recreation, travel, and tourism.
The overall goal of Alma Bryant High School is to create an exceptional environment that engages, challenges, and supports all students so that they may thrive and achieve their academic potential every year while preparing them to pursue college and career readiness opportunities.
At Alma Bryant High School, we are creating a culture of higher learning, higher standards, and higher expectations.
All hail to thee, our alma mater, sings our loyalty. Oh, may you keep us thine forever, mind and spirits free. At Alma Bryant, strong and brave, our gladsome voices see. Bright morning fades away, our praise shall ever make.
Welcome back to coverage of the Mobile County. And how about this view all the way up here? Wow.
Look at that, man. So that's how I look from that far away. I look great. Can you see me on the shot?
Hey, you know what's interesting about this overhead shot right here? You take a look at the custom end zones by the students this week.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks great as we watch the teams make their way out of the halftime locker room and back to their opposing sides of the field. And hopefully we're going to get a report from Al Wheaton with one of the coaches, hopefully sometime before kick.
Well, Al was over there talking with Bryant head coach Bruce Breland, just trying to get some thoughts on what his plans are going into the second half. Right now down 28-3, but still manageable if he can get some fire going early.
Hey, listen, this game is not over. There's a whole lot of football left to be played. You just have to identify what it is that your offense has been able to do and be successful at doing in the first half. Down by 25 points, Tim, you would think that the Bryant offense needs to come out and start throwing the football all over the field. They don't have to do that. They simply need to stay in their offense. But, again, hopefully in that locker room they were able to find out what it is that they'll be able to do best. But before we talk about that, Tim, we're going to go down to Al Wheaton.
Thank you, Howard. I just had a chance to talk with Coach Bruce Breland of the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. He told me on offense they've got to execute. Ra has been throwing the ball, they're not bringing them in, so they've got to have someone to step up and make a play. On defense, don't worry about the score. It's all about pride. They know what they need to do. They've got to stop Mary Montgomery, but someone's going to have to step up on defense. And last thing I asked him, will we see freshman quarterback Rajah Dooley? He said, yes, we're going to see Dooley tonight.
Duly noted.
Nice. Nice. Great job, Al. Al, you even look good, man. You look sharp. I love it.
I'll tell you, ever since he's come over to the Friday night crew, I mean, he just stepped his game up.
Got to step it up a notch, man. Come on now.
Golly, we need to keep him around more often.
Well, during that report from Al, which is a great report, we just saw the kickoff return there for the Bryant Hurricanes, and we did note, or maybe we didn't note, that the Alma Bryant Hurricanes did win the toss. And I believe they deferred, so they will get the ball coming out of the locker room in the first half as the offense for the Hurricanes makes their way onto the field.
Well, no quarterback change just yet as Bowie is back out there. Chappa, the running back, he's going to get a carry and just explodes up the left side. Whoa, first down and into 50-yard line territory down there. A huge gain of about 25 yards on the play for Chappa.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Chappa, he comes up gimp. After that run, I think he may have gotten his ankle twisted on the tackle as we see Chappa bounce to the outside, sets up his blocks beautifully, and right there at the end, something happens with his ankle, Tim, on the sideline. So Chappa, after that nice run on first down, over there trying to walk it off, just took his helmet off. So from what I understand, a lot of times, man, when these guys get hurt like that, you can tell by how injured they are whether they keep their helmet on or rip that thing off.
Chappa only a junior. He packs a punch at 5'6", 175. Good size. The carry by McCants goes about 2 yards on the play. Wesley James getting the carry. 2 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8 as they cross into Vikings territory. Bryant trying to come out on their opening drive and almost have a repeat performance of their first opening drive.
You know, and again, it's up to Coach Breland and his staff, Tim, to have paid close attention to the first half of action between their team and the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. They have to find out, again, what is it that we can do well on offense that we can use to exploit this defense to get ourselves back in this game. To me, it's the run game, but they come out here with a pass.
Oh, it was targeting little on the play, but tipped away from the defense, and that's going to bring up an incompletion and a 3rd down and about 8.
Yeah, that was Stephen Moon, again, from that linebacker position. Tim was able to get his hand into the passing lane, wasn't able to get to the quarterback on the play. So you see him right there backpedal at the last minute, reading the quarterback's eyes, gets right into the passing lane and disrupts the pass, Tim. Knocks it down incomplete. 3rd down and 8 now for the Hurricanes.
Stephen Moon, how many times have we called his name tonight?
A lot.
Only a sophomore. Great building block for Brian Seymour. Bowie takes the snap here on 3rd down, looking long, fires across the middle, makes a connection with Bowie, and as Bowie to Bowie all the way down inside the 10-yard line, another huge passing play gets the Hurricanes into the red zone inside the 10.
Well, that's the Bowie on Bowie action that you were asking for, Tim. You got it, and it pushes the Hurricanes deep into red zone territory now. Ball at the 9-yard line, 1st and goal for the Hurricanes. Can they get it in as we take a look at the homecoming cheerleaders here on the home side?
A huge play, and that's the kind of momentum that you need if you're the Bryant offense. The Hurricanes find themselves inside the 10-yard line. James in the backfield out running back out of the I formation. Bowie comes out, play action fake. Whoa, pressure in his face, and they're going to bring him down for a sack on the play.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure if that was a design quarterback keeper or if that was just a busted play. Didn't look good, Tim, and actually lost yards on the play. I believe it pushes the ball back to about the 11-yard line. So there was a loss on the play by the quarterback, Bowie, as we take another look here. I think the rush just got there. I think the defense just came on a blitz, Tim, and they just ate the play up before Bowie could do anything with it. So 2-yard loss on 1st down. Ball now on the 11.5-yard line of the Vikings.
James and Bowie out of the shotgun formation. A high snap. James is going to get the carry around the left side, and he's going to be met by a wall of defenders who bring him down right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd and 12 now.
That was DeCameron Johnson, Tim, that was first in on the stop. And you notice already that when Chappa is not in the football game from that tailback position, they're not able to quite do what they want to do with the football as far as carries. That time it was Terrence James. I'm sorry, I take that back. That was Wesley James that was on the carry. Wesley James is a totally different type of running back than Chappa is. He's more of a north and south type runner. Chappa can actually change direction a whole lot better and is a lot more elusive. They need that down here around the goal line. 3rd down and goal coming up now for the Hurricanes.
James in the backfield once again. Play action fake. Bowie looking across to Little, and just tipped around and almost intercepted, but dropped in the back of the end zone over there.
That was Seth Walsh that was in the coverage, actually behind the receiver. Tip drill started. Seth just could not get a second paw on that football, Tim, to bring in that interception. That's going to bring up 4th down now for the Bryant Hurricanes. And instead of going for it on 4th down, Tim, they're going to come on and attempt a 27-yard field goal.
A little bit of deja vu. Opening drive for both halves coming out, being successful, and it's going to end with a field goal attempt. Last time, Dustin Schreiner was able to get it from 32 yards. This one, snap is down. Whoa, almost blocked, and it is. And a blocked field goal attempt on the play. Stephen Moon coming up with the play. 8 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Vikings up 28-3. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Mobile County Public Schools Signature Academies program offers a variety of specialized curriculum for highly interested and motivated students. These academies provide students with choices ranging from aviation to healthcare, advanced information technology to international studies, from engineering to coastal studies. These high-quality hands-on programs prepare students for careers readily available in Mobile County. Signature Academies program. It starts with us.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Mary G. Montgomery Vikings leading the Bryant Hurricanes 28-3 with 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Vikings coming away with a blocked field goal on that last drive. Back to work. They're perfect on the night on scoring drives, 4 for 4, as they have a penalty that's going to give them 5 yards to start this drive.
Yeah, just been a tough night for the Bryant Hurricanes so far. Everything they've attempted to do tonight on offense, Tim, it just hasn't been there. As we're taking a look here, Moon comes off of the left side virtually untouched, able to get in and get a hand on that field goal attempt as we take a look here at Williams on the carry.
Williams in motion off of the jet sweep is going to get across the 30-yard line and easily picks up a fresh set of downs, capitalizing off of that penalty.
Yeah, and it's up to this defense now, Tim, to just kind of just show up for the Bryant Hurricanes. If you allow Mary G. Montgomery to hang another touchdown here, Tim, and it pretty much puts this game out of reach early in the third quarter, but this defense has to show up right here, right now.
Egan getting the carry. No, play action fake and a connection over to Doss and another first down. O'Shea going back to his favorite target of the night in the juniors, hooking up for another first down.
Yeah, Doss is fired up too as he gets up off the turf after that catch. And very as well he should be. Nice job of selling the pass play with the play action fake. Was the quarterback O'Shea finding Doss on a slant to the inside. He's able to push the ball up close to midfield right around about the 49-yard line as one of our fans here notices that they're on camera.
Another big first down for this offense. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. Vikings have a man in motion, 2 receivers to each side out of the shotgun. O'Shea and Egan in the backfield. Williams in motion across the middle. And Egan's going to get the carry out to the left side. Gets a block from Doss. Gets back inside and gets another first down for this offense.
When you watch Egan run with the football, Tim, he's not flashy at all. I mean, look at him. He's strictly north and south. You know, he's got his off arm that's off the football flailing all over the place. But he's still effective when he runs the football. That time he was able to get the ball all the way down to the 37-yard line. Nice gain on first down, I believe, of about 13, 14 yards for Egan.
Another fresh set of downs, this time from the 38-yard line. Williams in motion out on the right side. Going to be a handoff on the play straight up the middle. Crashing into a couple defenders in the secondary was Jacoby Daniel on the carry. That's going to be a gain of about 8.
Yeah, and when you bring Jacoby Daniel in, just another fresh back, as we take a look here, finds a huge hole up the left side. And now we're starting to see yet again that defensive front in the run game leaking big time, just giving up, just hemorrhaging yards right now, Tim, in the run game for the Hurricanes.
Daniel in the backfield, second and short now for the Vikings. Play action fake, O'Shea over to Doss, but an incompletion on the play right through his hands.
Yeah, I believe he would have taken just a little bit off of that. I think Doss has a better chance of pulling it in. Sometimes, like I tell you, it's great to have a big, strong-arm quarterback that can make the deep throws and get guys in a position to make big plays on the outside of the numbers. But you also need a guy, Tim, with some touch. I think if O'Shea would have put just a little bit of touch on that and just dropped it into to Doss, that could have gone for 6.
O'Shea's got a big arm as he's going to come out, but he's going to toss out to Eden out on the right side, trying to find that corner. He's going to get right near that first down marker after taking a shot from Little on the play.
Yeah, that's just beautiful defense over there on the outside by Carter Busby. Carter was actually engaged in a block as and there's going to be a first down on that carry there for Egan. But Carter Busby was engaged in being blocked out there in the right flat, Tim. He just peeled off and just put a shot on Egan. Unfortunately for the Hurricanes, Egan was just there and was able to pick up enough for a first down.
5 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Vikings methodical, trying to run down some clock here in the third quarter. They send Williams in motion on the left side. They dish it out to him near the 20-yard line, and Williams is going to fight his way forward close to that first down marker inside the 20.
Let's see here, Tim. Based on where it's spotted, that is going to be another first down for the Vikings. As we take another look here, O'Shea to Williams. How much have we seen that tonight? Williams able to split the defense and get just enough for a first down. So puts the ball on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. They can't pick up a first down without scoring.
Fresh set of downs once again seems to be the theme for the Vikings as O'Shea has pressure off of the play action, rolls out to the right, continues to pump fake, throws back across the middle, a scuffle near the 1-yard line, but a reception. It looked like it was going to be an interception at first, but ended up being a reception on the play was Zachary Waltman working his way back towards his quarterback and coming away with a big play.
Tim, wait until you see that. Watch this catch on replay, because this should have been an interception, as we see O'Shea with an enormous amount of pressure put on him. I'm thinking he should throw it away, but he tries to give his receiver a chance. Now, right here, that's a pick. But Waltman was able to wrestle the ball free from the safety and get the ball down inside the 1-yard line. And the very next score, touchdown.
The Vikings stay perfect on scoring opportunities tonight, 4 for 4.
Yeah, Tim, that's Riley Egan who takes that one in for the 1-yard score for the Vikings.
Egan with his second touchdown on the night. The Vikings' 4th rushing touchdown is going to extend their lead here with 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in third quarter action, and the point after tacked on, 35-3. With the Vikings leading the Hurricanes. Louisville County recently received some great news from the U.S. Department of Education, with Old Shell Road School of Creative and Performing Arts and Clark Shaw School of Math and Science being named National Blue Ribbon Schools. This is the highest award given to public, private, and charter schools, and only 5 Alabama schools were named Blue Ribbons. Congratulations to Old Shell Road and Clark Shaw.
Wow. Here.
We're going to head down to the field with a report from Al Whedon. Al, so much scoring going down there. How are you keeping up with it?
It is, Tim, but you know what? MGM has a new attitude with Coach Brian Seymour. He came in, and his philosophy is he wants to win, be successful, and make it to the playoffs. During the offseason, he worked on conditioning, and he worked on getting them mentally tough. He knew last year, you know what, they didn't have that slight edge. So this season, their 2 wins, they've knocked off number 6 Foley. At the time, they knocked off an unbeaten Baldwin County team. You know what, guys? This isn't your father's MGM football team.
Certainly not, Al. I mean, we've been talking about the differences that Brian Seymour has made
Yeah.
for this community, for this team, just getting the players and getting just the entire community believing that this program can be a playoff contender, and he's definitely laying the groundwork this season. We talked about the opportunity to finish out 500, 5-5 on the year. They got a big matchup next week against the Baker Hornets, and then we'll be right back here whenever they host the Viger Wolves. So a tough finish to the season, but he's got his team and his community thinking in the right way.
Well, Tim, and this is my personal belief, I think it all started when they made the coaching change. They wanted to try to win these kids back to the program because so many kids got alienated from the program due to the prior administration on the sideline. But I believe when they brought in Coach Seymour, as we get a look here at Bowie, who keeps the ball and is able to surge ahead, Tim, for about 4 yards on the play. I believe when they brought in a new coaching staff, they actually won back the players, and they started to make an effort to win back the community. They were able to get behind this team and behind this coach, who was a little bit, softer when it came to dealing with these kids. So I think that's where the culture change started with this squad. First and foremost is with the coaching change.
Well, a lot of great building blocks on display tonight, a lot of sophomores and juniors, so a lot to be excited about for continuity coming back next season. We're gonna step aside. 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Vikings leading the Hurricanes 35-3 in our Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's homecoming matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. The Vikings up 35-3, a dominating performance tonight. 5 for 5, Howard McCain, on scoring drives.
Yeah, you got to be happy if you're the coaching staff for the Vikings. They have just been – the best word I could come up with is efficient. That's what they just do what you want them to do when they get the football.
Bowie off the play action fake, looking for Chappa, makes the connection, makes a man miss. He's all the way up to the 40, 30, 25, brought down from behind. Chappa all the way down to the 15-yard line. Another huge play for the junior.
Yeah, and Chappa is down on the play, Tim. I'm not really sure what happened. I think he may have fallen down on the football, but they're going to get out there and take a look at him. As we take a look here, Bowie just delivers a perfect strike to Chappa, makes one guy miss, and it looks like he's about to pull away from the pack, but right there at the end of the play, hawking him down from behind was Braston Semmes, and right there Chappa immediately is in pain, and they are looking at either his calf or his left knee, but we don't want to speculate. Oh, great job. There, he's up. Now that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah. Either he may have just tweaked something or thought he tweaked something. I thought it may have been a cramp maybe, but he's not favoring that leg at all. So he's up and off the field. But that was a huge, huge play, Tim. That flipped the field all the way over. That was a 53 – I'm sorry, I take that back. That was actually a 58-yard catch and run for Chappa.
Chappa's been making huge plays all night for this offense. Despite the score, he has been the lone bright spot for the offense. Bowie comes out, hands off to McCanson. He is met immediately. It looked like there might have been a little bit of jump in the trenches on that play, but nonetheless, the Vikings coming up with a big stop on the play, a 2 to 3 yard loss.
Yeah, that was Eric Lampe. I believe that's Lampe, L-E-M-P-E, either Lampe or Lamp, was able to get in on that stop, Tim. Little to no gain on first down. I think he made it back to the line of scrimmage, but you can see the difference that Chappa makes for this offense for the Hurricanes when he's on the field and can contribute. He's extremely important. Now he's back on the sideline getting treatment right now, but they really need him back in the game for his playmaking ability.
James, the running back, in the backfield. One receiver split out to each side out of the I formation. McCants from the fullback position gets the carry and tries to fight his way forward, but a flag comes out at the 10-yard line.
Man, oh man, and then when McCants gets the football, he runs it just like a fullback. He puts both hands around that ball, and he just runs north until somebody just finally trips him up. But a late penalty flag came in, Tim. It's a possibility this could go against the home team. Well, I take that back. I thought it might have been a personal foul penalty, but it's going to be a holding penalty against the Hurricanes. Shot themselves in the foot again, Tim, with another penalty, and that's a spot foul. So it starts from where the
holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
So they marked the 10 yards off, Tim, from where the penalty took place. So that moves the ball all the way back out to the 23-yard line, and the Hurricanes will be second down.
Take a look at scores from around the Mobile area. Fairhope on top of Davidson, 10-7. McGill and Murphy battling 28-14 right now. Theodore gets on the board against Foley, but the Lions are up 34-6 right now. Blunt dominating Baldwin County 46-9. Going into the second half, Saraland on top of LaFleur 27-0. Right now, Faith Academy trailing BC Rain 28-21. Viger on top of Williamson, 27-6 right now, going into the second half. And Spanish Ford on top of Daphne, 25-13 in third quarter action. St. Paul's on top of Escambia County, 35-0.
Yeah, we're home. We're broadcasting from the campus of Mary G. Montgomery. It's homecoming night here for the Vikings, and the team has shown up and done exactly what you want them to do on homecoming night. You want this team to come out. You want this team to dominate, and that's exactly what they've done. 35-3 is our score, Tim. 2:40 remaining in the third quarter, and right now the Hurricanes have the ball as we get some shots of the homecoming crowd enjoying themselves as they listen to some of the sounds from homecoming.
Well, I tell you, just a great crowd tonight when you got all of the fans that are out here being supportive, despite, it's a blowout right now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. They're up 35-3, but the fans have stayed.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen a single fan leave this stadium tonight, Tim, on homecoming.
Howard, did you know that a record 179 students in the Mobile County Public Schools were recently named AP Scholars? Well, these students received these prestigious awards for scoring high enough on at least 3 advanced placement exams to earn college credit. Some of them earn 2 semesters worth of college credit.
Now, she may end up being an AP Scholar. Look how good she is with the cell phone already.
Already working that technology.
Exactly. Oh, man, that's excellent. That is excellent.
2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. The Vikings up 35-3 over the Hurricanes. Second down and long. Bowie comes out, play action fake, pressure from behind, escapes, throws across the middle, makes, an incomplete pass. He had Santiago for days, and it could have just been a walk-in for a touchdown right there, but a missed opportunity is going to bring up third down.
Oh, my gosh, Tim. Santiago, I'm sure Santiago I'm surprised he's not looking at his hands, asking him why, guys. Why did you let me down on that play? He was wide open, and I thought Bowie gave him a very catchable ball, Tim, just inside the 10-yard line. And like you said, he could have pretty much waltzed into the end zone, but ball falls incomplete. Third down and 18 now for the Hurricanes. If you're going to go for this on fourth down, if you're the Hurricanes, Tim, you want to at least pick up half of this yardage on third down.
Bowie here on third and long. Pressure in his face again. Throws across the middle and almost a reception and almost an interception on the play. Braston Semmes had the closest chance of coming away with the turnover right there. As we take a look, Bowie keeping his eyes downfield, looking for his receiver across the middle. Overshoots him and almost into the hands of Semmes, but unable to come up with the ball was either target.
Yeah, he was trying to hit Jeremy Payton in the middle of the field, but just could not get the ball to him cleanly on that play. Had Jeremy Payton made that catch, Tim, that would have cut that yard to go for the Hurricanes in half, but as it goes, fourth down and 18.
Fourth and long now. Bowie back to passing. And another pass way over the head of his intended target. Another incompletion and a turnover on downs for this Vikings defense.
Yeah, that was Jeremy Payton again, and he actually worked himself open as he was coming across the field. But looks like Bowie just wasn't quite, able to stride into that pass, Tim. And when that happens, ball tends to sail a little high on the receiver, and they just couldn't corral it. So ball goes over on downs to the Vikings. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Oh, all the starters still in for the Vikings. They're bringing in a little bit of a change, though, at running back with Jacoby Daniel on this drive. In the backfield with O'Shea. 3 receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left out of the shotgun. O'Shea takes the snap, hands off to Daniel, and he's going to go right up the middle, but gets leveled from the defensive front after about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, he was lit up by Carter Busby, and we haven't called Carter Busby's name much tonight on defense. I guess simply because there hasn't been much defense from the Bryant team tonight, but Carter Busby on the stop.
Daniel and O'Shea in the backfield, a man in motion over to the right side. 2 receivers split out to each side for the Vikings. Another handoff to Daniel, this time going to the right side and going nowhere. Busby and a slew of defenders right there to meet him.
Yeah, Nicholas Knight was also in on the stop. Pickup of about maybe 2, maybe 3 yards on that play. Tim is going to bring up 3rd down at about 4. Ball sits on the 30-yard line. Clock at 1:22 and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. And, Tim, just like you alluded to early on in the 3rd quarter, looks like this Mary G. Montgomery team is simply in clock-eating mode right now.
Well, the starters are still out this late in the game. It's senior night here on homecoming. O'Shea comes out, play action fake, pressure in his face, trying to just scramble away, playing a little keep away in the backfield there. Still able to get the ball out to his target, and a bobble, almost had it. Over there, his intended target on the play, Dylan Sullivan, the junior, trying to just bring it in. Tipped it to himself twice, but ultimately came up with an incompletion on the play as O'Shea was just trying to get rid of the ball, but 2 flags are out at midfield and near the Bryant sideline, out about the 30-yard line.
Right around the line of scrimmage. Mike Beckton is going to give us our call here, but this could very well be holding. There's going to be
offense.
Okay.
That penalty's declined.
Yeah, how much have we seen ineligible receiver downfield here lately with what's been going on in college football? Looks like the referees are paying so much more attention to that now, but you gotta be impressed with what O'Shea was trying to do on 3rd down, Tim. Not only did he scramble around and keep the play alive, for him to be able to see Sullivan way downfield and be able to get the ball to him to have a chance to catch it was impressive.
William Whitner back to punt this one for the very first time tonight. You can believe that is going to go in the direction of Chappa. And he's just going to let this one roll all the way down to about the 10-yard line. How about a huge punt from Whitner?
Wow, and I thought that Chappa was going to field that, but he actually did the smart thing, because if you don't field it off of that 1st or 2nd bounce, the best thing to do, Tim, is leave it alone, because that 3rd bounce could actually bounce and hit your ankle or something and put the ball back in play. So Chappa just got away from it. Ball is going to be placed right at the 10-yard line. 90 yards to go for this offense for the Hurricanes, Tim, if they have any hopes of putting any points on the board here late in this ball game.
Well, it took to about 13 minutes remaining in the game for the Bryant Hurricanes to come up with a stop on 4th down. But that's got to speak to the offensive efficiency tonight of the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings.
It's been incredible. It really has.
Good job, classes of the 80s.
The Hurricanes deep in their territory, and it looks like we have our first quarterback change of the night for the Hurricanes. Santiago in motion, and they're going to start off with a handoff to Chappa.
Yeah, and Chappa just slips down as he's trying to make his cut near the line of scrimmage. Actually, his knee went down well short of the line of scrimmage, Tim. I think he's going to lose a couple of yards on that carry. I'll take it back. He's going to lose 1 yard on that carry with Chappa. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 now as we tick down around about 13 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. I think that's going to be our final play of the 3rd quarter.
And it looks like the Hurricanes are thinking that way too. We're going to take a live look in over at Lad Peoples Stadium. We got a matchup tonight between the Viger Wolves and the Williamson Lions, and a battle over there in 5A Region 1, a battle between the 3 and 4 seeds. Viger on top of Williamson right now, 33-6 in third quarter action, and Derek Scott's team is just rolling right now.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see that. Viger, one of the stronger teams that we have in the region, and they're actually putting a shellacking right now as we watch here. Simple carry up the middle. Looks like the Wolves were coming on a blitz off the edge. Wasn't able to get there, but not much doing on that carry.
Well, the Viger Wolves are going to be here for the season finale against these MGM Vikings. So two programs that are going to be colliding to wrap up the regular season as we head down to the field with a report from Al Whedon.
Hey, guys, it looks like Coach Breland has made that quarterback change. But before he did it, I wanted to get to you guys and let you know last year, NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice was in the Bayou filming a reality football show, and he had a chance to give Rara Bowie one of the biggest compliments you could. He said he throws a straight ball, and it's hard. We've seen that a few times tonight. The receivers just hadn't brought it down, so maybe Coach Breland felt it was time to make that change and get Rajah Dooley in the game.
Well, Al, you're trying to, at this point in the season, you're not playing for any kind of playoffs or anything like that, so why not start to take a look at some of the younger talent to try to build with and build towards 2016?
Yeah, sure, why not? And we had talked about it earlier, and I'm glad Al had brought that up. It's really good to have a strong arm quarterback. But you need to have your quarterback to learn how to throw with a little bit of touch. Sometimes guys don't need the ball gunned into them. Sometimes they need for you to just kind of hang it and let them go get it. So, again, but looking at the new quarterback as the season progresses on into the future, Tim, you're right, is a really good idea.
Well, Rajah Bowie back there trying to scramble around, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss. It's going to bring up third and long, about 14 yards for the Hurricanes here as we tick down less than 12 minutes remaining in our game.
Yeah, the Hurricanes are trying to be as cautious with the football as they possibly can, Tim. They're backed up super deep in their own end zone at their own 7-yard line. It's third and long. There's a possibility they may just run something safe, Tim, and just punt the football away and just play defense.
Deep in their own territory, backed up to around the 6-yard line. The Vikings with an impressive 35-3 lead here on homecoming night, and they're just going to bring all the weapons here into the end zone. And Bowie trying to find Chappa right there, and just off his fingertips on the play, incompletion, and that's going to bring up fourth down inside their own 10.
Yeah, once again, that's one of those rockets that came off the arm of the quarterback, and he saw one of his receivers flash open to him late out in the flat, tried to get the ball to him quickly. He had coverage over the top. Again, if he could have taken just a little bit off of it, put it on the receiver instead of above the receiver, you might have had a reception for a first down. But as it goes, it's going to be a punt now for the Hurricanes upcoming.
Brady Williams has been busy tonight as he's backed up all the way to the back of the end zone. The junior punter takes the low snap and a high punt. He's just got a special roll on it. I mean,
yes, it does.
As it's going to take a bounce all the way down to about the 49-yard line. Right there, right on the 50. That was a 50-yard punt in the back of the end zone. Might attack on about another 10 yards on that one, almost a 60-yard punt.
Yeah, from where we kicked it, yeah. Now, it's going to net 43, but you're right. That's about a 60-yard punt, Tim, from where he received the ball in the back of the end zone and where he punted it. So, wow, just a weapon. Pushes the ball all the way out to midfield, and that's where the Vikings will start this next drive in the fourth quarter, 1st and 10.
The new quarterback, Bowie, he is a freshman for the Bryant Hurricanes. He's been playing a little bit of receiver, but looks like he's going to step in at quarterback and be the quarterback of the future.
And he's got a rocket for an arm, too.
Oh, highly impressive on that arm strength on that last play, despite the incompletion. O'Shea comes out, another handoff to Egan, and the senior just fights his way forward for about a 4-yard gain as they cross midfield.
I actually thought Egan was done for the night. I mean,
it's homecoming, man. You got to keep going.
Well, I guess he wants to add on to a career night, because I would not be surprised at what he's been able to do out here. Doesn't set some career marks for the young man from the running back position, Tim. He was able to pick up about 4.5 yards maybe 5 on first down, Tim. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5 as we have a change at running back.
Well, if you've been following high school football action around the Mobile area this season, Riley Egan has been almost a weekly contender for Player of the Week honors here in the Mobile area. Daniel getting the carry on this one. He's going to get a minimal gain on the play.
Yeah, and he was brought down by Cronus Banks, as we have a Mary G. Montgomery player slow to get up from the offensive line, and yeah, he's up.
About 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in your ball game.
But again, Tim, homecoming night here at Mary G. Montgomery has pretty much, listen, it's gone how you would want it to go for your football team. Just an impressive win that they're gonna net here tonight against Bryant.
Shotgun formation, handing off to Williams out of the backfield. Going to test the right side, and whoa, got met and hung up around the collar by a defender. Williams continues to fight his way, and a flag comes out from midfield.
Yeah, and it came out real late, and it came out away from the play. So I think this may be a personal foul penalty, possibly, Tim, against the MGM Vikings. And I like what Williams did, Tim, on that last play. Williams had an opportunity to go out of bounds, but if you were able to notice it, he actually came back into the field of play where he got tackled, and that just keeps the clock rolling. We're well under 10 minutes as we get a call here.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the offense. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defense. That penalty all set, 4th down.
Now, Williams, okay.
All right, so after the play, that'll be enough for the Viking. First down.
Okay, now they're moving the change.
Right.
Because I was wondering if those penalties offset and you take the play, he did pick up enough for a first down. Okay, so now they've indicated a first down, and we're going to have a timeout by Mary G.
9 minutes, 19 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. The Vikings leading 35-3. We'll be right back with more action from the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm Martha Peak, Superintendent of Mobile County Public Schools.
And I'm Kay Ivey, your Lieutenant Governor.
We want to remind you to use caution while operating motor vehicles in school zones.
And remember to observe all traffic laws relating to school bus safety and stop ahead when you see red.
Protecting and keeping our children safe, it starts with us.
Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Transportation Director for the Mobile County Public School System. Remember, stop ahead when you see red.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you this homecoming matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Bryant Hurricanes. The Vikings up 35-3 after a dominating offensive performance tonight for Brian Seymour's offense.
Is it just me, or you can tell Al wants to get crunk? I can just see it.
This is his song, right?
He wants to go nuts on the sideline. I can see it.
Uh-oh, he put down the papers. He put down the papers. He's got the microphone in his hands, shrugging the shoulders a little bit.
Do not hit the Quan. Do not hit the Quan.
Well, the ball hit the ground on that one.
Yeah,
O'Shea was able to get on top of it, but it's going to come up with a loss on the play.
Yeah.
A positive for the Bryant defense.
Yeah, finally something positive for this defense, because I tell you, tonight it has been a much maligned defense, Tim. Haven't been able to stop the run tonight. Haven't been very effective at stopping the pass tonight. So this offense for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings has pretty much been able to do whatever they want to do.
Colin O'Shea comes out and hands off to Josh Williams. Whoa, a little bit of tearaway jersey action right there, but Williams able to just fight his way forward. I mean, all 5'7", 155 pounds of him, and just fighting his way forward. It looks like he's got to go over to the sidelines, limping a little bit. But, you know, talk about just the explosive speed that Williams brings to this offense.
Yeah, you know, and this game is well out of reach, Tim. You know, the kid is a sophomore. You want to he's a junior. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. He's a junior. You know, at games like this, you know, your playmakers, maybe it's time to give those guys a rest and let some of these other guys who don't quite get an opportunity to get into the game to get some experience.
O'Shea looking for his favorite target on the night, and Doss, and it looks like little bit of confusion on that one. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Doss, extremely impressive tonight. You know, one of the newcomers on offense. He's a junior making a lot of plays for O'Shea tonight. They've been coming up with a lot of big connections. Doss, another building block as we talk about a lot of the sophomores and juniors that are on this team that are going to be great building blocks for Seymour going forward in 2016.
Yeah, you know, and you know, when he goes into his senior year, Doss, from that wide receiver position, Tim is going to be so much more comfortable and probably is going to be a much better receiver than he is now as we get a punt now from the Vikings.
And a high snap's going to be waved off and touchdown by Semmes near the 25-yard line. 7 minutes, 46 seconds remaining. Well, the clock is running for a second there, but 7 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in our game, and the Bryant Hurricanes are going to be back out on offense and back to work. Is Bowie, the freshman quarterback. We're going to see a little bit more of what he's able to do. Talk about, you know, just at this point in the season, playoff hopes are out of the way. You know, you're playing for pride, playing to increase your schedule, try to get some of your younger guys some reps so that way you can have something to look forward to for the following season.
Well, it's always good to get something on film on guys. So when you start evaluating guys for next year as to who you want to start targeting, you know, in developing, it's good to get some things on film. But one of the things I'm kind of concerned about tonight, Tim, has been the operation of the clock. We've seen a couple of instances here where the clock is ticked during dead ball situations, and I'm kind of surprised nobody has really caught that as we see Bowie here with the football, Tim, running off the right side.
Well, he's going to try to break away from a couple of tackles and ultimately brought down after about a 3-yard gain on the play, showing some toughness out there as the freshman.
Now the clock is ticking when it should be. Time around about 7:23 left in the fourth quarter, Tim, and as you can see on the screen right there, Mary G. Montgomery just absolutely handling the Bryant Hurricanes tonight. If you're just joining us, efficient is the best word to describe Mary G. Montgomery's offense tonight. Been able to do it with the pass and the run. No answer on defense tonight from the Hurricanes.
Bowie scrambling around, trying to find McCants, makes the connection. He's just going to go nowhere. Might have been a 2-yard gain on the play up to about the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for this Hurricane offense as we tick down 6 minutes, 45 seconds and counting here in our game.
Yeah, protection has been a problem. Well, production has also been a problem tonight for the Hurricanes. Pretty much when Bowie is able to step back in the pocket, he doesn't have an opportunity, Tim, to get comfortable, survey the field, go through his progressions, and find an open receiver. He's just immediately looking for a rush lane. That time was able to find his big fullback for a short gain on second down, 3rd down and about 4.
James in at running back out of the I formation. He's going to get a carry as Bowie swings it out to him, but he's going to be stopped by a pile of defenders in the backfield. Going to go nowhere, and that's going to bring up another 4th down.
Yeah, that was Eric Lamp comes in again, Tim, and makes that stop, brings up 4th down. His scores start to trickle in here.
Fairhope on top of Davidson, 20-7. McGill on top of Murphy, 28-14 in third quarter action. A battle over there. Foley just dominating Theodore, 41-18 now. Blunt on top of Baldwin County, 53-9. A lot of one-sided matchups tonight. Saraland blanking LaFleur 41-0. BC Rain pulling ahead of Faith Academy, 28-21. Viger on top of Williamson, 33-6. As we're going to get a timeout here. Spanish Fort on top of Daphne, 32-13. And St. Paul's on top of Escambia County, 35. We're going to step away, be right back with more coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
Did you know that the graduation rate for Mobile County is 82%? That's because Mobile County Public Schools is equipping our students to be college and career ready. Did you also know that 144 of our AP scholars excelled high on the advanced placement exams to earn college credit? And with more signature academies and career technical programs, we are finding additional ways of keeping our students engaged. Building futures, it starts with us.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Mary G. Montgomery Vikings leading the Bryant Hurricanes 35-3 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the game. It's been an impressive display for Brian Seymour's Viking.
Tim, there was actually a penalty that was called prior to that timeout, and I believe it was against, believe it or not, it was against the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. It was a 5-yard penalty, and it was enough for a first down for the Hurricanes. So the offense comes back on the field for the Hurricanes. The defense comes back on the field for the Vikings. First down from the 35-yard line for the Hurricanes.
Bowie out in the shotgun formation, takes the high snap, going to hand off to James. No, McCants with the carry, and he's going to get up to about the 40-yard line on the play.
I'm really surprised that Chappa isn't on the field yet. I do see him. He's in the shot. Well, he just disappeared behind a couple of players on the sideline. He does have his helmet on, but I'm really surprised that he is not on the field at this point in the ball game. Right now is the big fullback for the Hurricanes. And as I say that, Chappa checks into the field as we take another look at some of our fans here on homecoming night.
He must have heard you.
Now, he must have.
Get back out there. Chappa in the backfield out running back now. They've been utilizing him in multiple ways tonight, rushing and receiving. And right now he's going to be the pitch man as Bowie dishes out to him around the 44-yard line. Chappa finds and gets a fresh set of downs, flipping the fields.
He's Wes Welkerish. Can I use that?
It's a good comparison. 5'7".
Yeah, they're full of energy. They're strong with the football. They're sound. They're sound in their fundamentals. Those are the guys you want to have the football in their hands late in the football, whether you're winning or whether you're losing. So Chappa, in my opinion, 4:06 remaining in this football game. I doubt if he comes off the field for the rest of the game. May even keep him out there and let him play a little defense too. Who knows?
Well, we're talking about, just using these opportunities is to get a couple of your younger guys some playing time, see what you got to build with for the following season, and that's what they're doing right here. Bowie looking for Chappa. No, he makes the connection out to the right to Little, but a flag out of the backfield is probably going to bring this one back as we're going to bring it back down to the field with Al Whedon.
Appreciate that. You know what? You guys talked about Coach Seymour, the impact he's had on the community since he came here to the Semmes area. Coaching job, but one of the things he instituted was a team motto. It's called Never Bow Down. He got some t-shirts made up, and each one of the players has this t-shirt underneath, and he told them, don't bow down to anyone. Be proud of who you are. You are a Viking, and you can do it.
I mean, just like we said, Tim, the coaching change that Mary G. Montgomery, they didn't make it because they wanted to make it. They made that change because they had to make it, because they were losing this program. They were losing kids in this program, and they had to make an administration change with the coaching staff. So just a great job here by the Vikings.
Absolutely, and just a lot of changes as it looks like we're going to have a change down on the field. The Vikings seem to have come up with a fumble down on the play. We're going to get the official call. The Vikings think they have it.
I haven't seen the referee give the call yet, and there it goes.
It's going to be a turnover on the play. Anthony McCann's fumbling the ball down there, and the Viking defense coming away with the recovery.
Tim, that ball should have been in anybody else's hands on a carry except for Chappa, in my opinion. But as it goes, just an unfortuitous bounce there for the Hurricanes, and they're going to turn the ball back over to the home team, the Vikings, who are just in control of this ball game from the jump.
We got some score updates coming in. Fairhope on top of Davidson, 20-13. A touchdown game. McGill on top of Murphy, 28-14. Theodore scoring 26, but still trail Foley, 41. Blunt and Baldwin County, 53-9 in third quarter action. Saraland on top of LaFleur, 41-0 now. BC Rain on top of Faith Academy, 28-21. A close battle in the second half over there. Viger reaching 40-6 over fourth quarter play. Spanish Fort on top of Daphne, 32-13. And St. Paul's 35-8 over Escambia County. We were talking about a couple of matchups that are going to affect some of the regional standings, and that Daphne Spanish Fort game can play into a little bit because we were talking about how Baldwin County and Daphne are really battling for that number 4 seed after you get past the Spanish Fort, Saraland, and Blunt.
Right.
And over in 7A Region 1, McGill and Murphy battling for that 1 and 2 seed. Foley making some headway now. They're going to be battling Fairhope for that number 4 seed. So a lot can happen with 2 weeks remaining here in the regular season.
And, coming down the stretch, that's the point. You want as many games around here to mean something. So that'll pull fans out of their houses and into the stadiums to watch these guys finish up the season. So, having something to play for down the stretch, Tim, I think it's great for high school football.
And even for some of these matchups where, necessarily not both teams are playing for a playoff factor, but or playoff berth, but they can still factor into the playoff seedings. We got a big matchup that's going to be in the finale for Viger taking on these MGM Vikings, and you can't tell me that that's not going to matter to the standings.
Adrian Hosey on that last carry, Tim, wasn't able to pick up much on second down, so it's going to be third down at about 8, and like I said, it's just great for the Mobile and Baldwin County area. Like I said, when these games actually mean something down the stretch, they need to get these guys, these fans, out of their homes and into these stadiums to support these kids who come out here, practice hard, and play hard.
Daniel getting a carry on third down, going to go nowhere. That's going to be fourth down as the clock continues to tick away. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining here in our game, and the Vikings are going to punt this one away from inside their own 20.
Clock continues to tick, Tim. We're down to under a minute and a half remaining, under 90 seconds left in this ball game, and maybe it's just me, but we finally get an ovation, a standing ovation by the home crowd for this football team who, again, have just control this game, Tim, from the jump. We saw them score on their first 4 possessions with relative ease and put this game away early.
Punt going all the way back inside the 30-yard line, going to continue to roll down to the 30, and touchdown by MGM. And the clock is going to roll down to about 53 seconds remaining in the game. Bryant's going to have a couple of plays to come run this one out.
Tim, I hate to beat a dead horse. And I know the game is late, and I know the game is pretty much over. But I was really concerned about the clock issues because the official was actually spotting the ball to get ready for the next play, and the clock was still running. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on tonight, and in the greater scheme of things, it's not going to play out in what it's going to cost these teams, whether it's a win or a loss. The score on the scoreboard did that. But I'm really concerned about that, and I hope that's something that the officials can get cleaned up as we are late in the season.
Bryant out on offense here at the 30-yard line. Rushing play. After about a 3-yard gain, the clock is just going to continue to roll right here as the Hurricanes look to just run this one out.
Yeah, that was Salvador Solano, the 5'11", 165-pound senior running back, coming in and getting a carry as the clock continues to tick here, Tim. And you're going to start to see the fans get a little bit more excited because this is going to be a win that's going to be netted for the home team, Vikings.
Well, only 1 touchdown was scored here in the second half, so it's been a defensive battle all the way through. But nonetheless, the MGM Vikings being extremely impressive tonight, but they went heavy with the rushing attack the second half.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that should do it.
Yeah, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah.
The Mary G. Montgomery Vikings coming away with a homecoming victory, 35-3. Impressive over the Bryant Hurricanes, and primarily you got to give a lot of credit to the rushing attack, and it starts off with the senior running back, Riley. He had 2 touchdowns on the night. The junior running back, Joshua Williams, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 screen pass reception for a touchdown to total for 35-3 for the victory tonight. Dustin Schreiner, the lone scoring play for the Bryant Hurricanes, and Howard McCain, just a heavy rushing attack for Bryant rushing offense.
Well, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, Mary G. Montgomery was able to come out, Tim, and establish themselves early what they wanted to do in this football game. They wanted to run the football with Egan and with Williams. They were able to do that on their first 4 possessions. They were able to stick those in for scores and pretty much take command of the game after that. Once that happened, Tim, it's pretty much we're just going to eat up the clock and get out of here with a victory on homecoming night. So for Coach Seymour and his team, he has to be very, very proud of what his team was able to accomplish here against the Hurricanes.
Well, you can't ask for much more than a homecoming victory.
No,
and
not at all.
35-3. I think you can sleep a little bit better on that one.
Absolutely.
We want to thank all of our great crew here at Mobile County Public Schools and a lot of the great people that help make these broadcasts possible. We're going to go down to the field now with the winning coach, Brian Seymour, standing by with our own Al Whedon.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. We're here with winning coach Brian Seymour, your first homecoming win at MGM. How did it feel?
For kids, we had a good work week coming back from pretty bad setback against Fairhope, and like I said, our kids kind of responded, so I'm proud of them. Got to have a safe weekend, and make good decisions.
Well, we didn't see too many trick plays tonight. We saw that 4th down and 1 at the end zone, but you got aggressive with Egan and with Williams keeping the ball close to the vest tonight there.
Yeah, like I said, that's what we want to do. We want to establish a run game, and of course, Riley's been the catalyst, and and Josh has kind of picked it up a little bit. So at the end, but I just want to keep it pretty simple against these guys. Like I said, not a lot of tricks. Just go out there and try to, I guess, basically just execute the offense. And like I said, take what they give us and be happy with that. And like I said, got another board and had the opportunity to play a bunch of young kids, which I'm proud of. We ain't had a chance to do that much this year, so I'm proud they earned that right to get that playing time. So it's a exciting win for us.
It was, Coach. I must say, you're 3-5 right now. You've got Baker and Viking coming up, but next week, the Battle of West Mobile, your first one. What are you going to talk to you guys about this week?
I just think kind of stay grounded, stay within ourselves, and then start doing little things right. And we're getting better at it. We're getting better. Like I said, we got some guys that are nicked up a little bit, some injuries I'm concerned about. Like I said, but Coach Smith at Baker's won 3 in a row, and they're playing really good football right now. Like I said, I know they'll be ready. Like I said, it's a rivalry game. Like I said, but hope we can keep it what it is. Let's say 2 teams playing, I know communities will be fired up, and that's what it's about. That's what you play high school football for.
All right, Coach. Congratulations tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
All right, guys. Back up to you. 35-3, and next week it's the Battle of West Mobile with Baker.
Thanks, Al, and another big victory tonight to build on for Brian Seymour and the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. 35-3 is going to be the homecoming victory here in Semmes, Alabama. For all the great people here at Mobile County Public Schools, Quentin Howard, Howard McCain, Al Whedon, I'm Tim Finnegan. Thanks for watching.